Already regretting the decision, but we'll see how this one goes. Welcome, everyone, to another edition. Holy crap. Holy crap. Of Dr. Delay calling random games. Tonight's game is Dodgers and Mets. Got a battle of some really solid teams. As just making sure we're good here. Sorry, guys. The Mets 37-22. They head west and take on the Dodgers 36-23. Just found out the Jaguars doing this game, so gosh dang it, we will not get the views tonight. But it is what it is. Just unfortunate stuff. Unfortunate stuff. But that's okay. Tomorrow we do Padres Giants, so hopefully that'll be pretty fun. Hopefully you enjoy it. Again, if you like what you see later tonight, hopefully you hit that subscribe button, as it definitely helps the channel out a lot. As mentioned earlier, the Mets are cruising. You are present and accounted for. Thank you, Sean, as always. Again, tomorrow night we'll be doing Padres and Giants. So hopefully that'll be a fun stream for you. Mets 37-22. Okay, what the heck? The PC's farming me again. 37-22. Phillies right behind them with the 36-23 record. Nationals 28-31. Braves 27-31. And the Marlins just lost to the Rockies. So Marlins might be one of the worst teams. Well, I mean, they are one of the worst teams in the league, but I don't know. You never know, man. I never know. The Rockies go on a run here, and no, I don't think so. I have a question for you guys. Do you guys think the Rockies will hit 100 losses first, or 25 wins? That is kind of my question here. As you see, well, I actually don't have that shown up for you guys. My bad. Do you guys think they hit 25 wins or 100 losses first? I'm pulling for the 100 losses myself. I kind of want to see how bad an MLB team can actually be, and in 2025 would be pretty cool. And of course, again, the Dodgers 36-23, so they have some breathing room. Padres, Giants, and Diamondbacks the Padres aren't necessarily struggling. They're 6-4 in the last 10, but the other two, Giants 4-6 in the last 10, and the Diamondbacks 2-8 in the last 10. So we'll see. Sean's saying 25 wins first. So logically that makes sense, right? But again, this is a pace that we've never seen before. 10-50. That is just insane, and we're in June. And then of course Draven's taking the losses. I want to see the losses. Realistically, though, there's no way they can be that bad, right? That's just bad luck. Expected wins losses, though, is, it's not much better. It's 14-46, so I don't know. Maybe they're actually that bad. But we'll see. I would put them, if they were to follow this expected wins losses, they would be 24-96. And again, anything could happen at that point. Depends on how many times the Rockies play the Pirates. Sean, I like it. I like it. I am sad about it, but I like it. All right, Mets are going to be leading off, of course, since they are the away team. Francisco Lindor, Brandon Nimmo, and Juan Soto, the first three hitters tonight. As again, we got Mets, Dodgers, and again, I found out last second that Jaguar is doing this game, so might not do too well in the ratings, but hopefully we make some sort of progress again. Again, if you are a guest here, feel free to, watch and see how I do. I don't want you to subscribe just to subscribe, although that'd be awesome. If I do a good job, honor me with that subscription. Again, it's free. Will not cost you a dime. They play the Pirates 6 times. Late, though. Okay, so probably August and September then. Interesting. Yeah, it's doable. Trisk, what are your thoughts on that? Do you think they hit 25 wins first or 100 losses? That'll be very interesting. My prediction is after 125 games, so you're thinking they'll hit 25. Rockies will be 33-92. No idea who Jaguar is, but I'm sure he doesn't compare to the Doc. Oh, no, he compares and some. He's pretty good. I think I am a little bit better at calling the game, but he's definitely better at, with engagement and just, he's a very chill guy and very knowledgeable. I don't know. It'd be cool to chat with him. I'd like to pick his brain on a lot of things. As here is the first pitch with Lindor at the plate, and that's going to be in there for a called strike, as that's the first pitch there. Lindor batting .282, 13 home runs, 34 RBIs with an OPS of 846. Here is the 0-1, and this one's going to be hit to right, and this one is going to get out of here. On the second pitch of the game, Lindor sends it to deep right field, and that one is just flat out gone. 1-0 Mets leading already over the Dodgers. Wow, that was 417 feet. That one was just crushed. 107 miles per hour off the bat. As, again, Dustin May is getting the start today. I don't know how often Dustin May has started. But just like that, we're already at 1-0. So May has started. Okay, 11 starts on the year, 4.37 ERA for him. And that's going to bring up Brandon Nimmo, batting .231, OPS of 709. Doctor, who was the better third baseman, Bill Madlock or Howard Johnson? I'll get to that in a sec. I just found out I'm in the area. Oh, you just found out you're in the area, really. Here's the first pitch. That's going to be in there for ball one. I would not overstay my welcome, but I can be there in 20 minutes. I can bring some interesting cards to show your audience. I'm mixed feelings on that, Trisk. Here's the 1-0. That's going to be low ball, too. I think it's a little late. Not that I, don't want to see you. I'll probably see you soon. But maybe not tonight. We'll put that on hold. All right, 2-0 count here to Nimmo as I'm going to search up who was the better third baseman. Here's the 2-0. That's going to be inside ball 3. So we have Bill Madlock. Played from 73 to 87. I could have probably guessed that. He's a Pirate and a Dodger. 3-0 count here to Nimmo. Here's the pitch. That's low ball 4. So May allows the leadoff home run and a 4-pitch walk. So May is not looking too sharp out of the gate. And you didn't say Dodger, so you just flat out who is better overall. So again, he played for the Pirates, so I'm already leading him. But now, of course, you got to see what's going on with the other guy. Wasn't a bad hitter. Wasn't a bad hitter by any means. Here is Juan Soto. Goes to bunt, but pulls back ball 1. So May has been struggling. He's a very good contact hitter, I can tell you that. Batted .305. And then plenty of years over 300. It's not a bad hitter. Bill Madlock, 3-time All-Star, 4-time batting title. Very good stuff. Here is the 1-0 to Soto. That's going to be low ball 2. And then the other one was Howard Johnson. So let's go ahead and check this guy. This guy played in the 80s to 90s. And I like how, of course, Sean always keeps it Dodgers. Like whoever we're watching, he always tries to get players from each team. As here is the 2-0 to Soto. That's going to be a ground ball to second. Possible double play. There's 1 and 2 as Freddie Freeman had to fall down to make the catch. Kim's smiling about it. Freddie doesn't seem to be as enthused, but I mean, I'm sure he's fine. I'm going to go with Bill Madlock. Bill Madlock is my final answer, and he did play for the Pirates, but that is not influencing my opinion. The cat's in the cradle with the silver spoon. Okay. Bill Madlock was to the Pirates what Hal Joe was to the... I don't understand. I'm just, all this stuff is going over my head right now, Tris, because that one's down low, ball 1. 1-0 count to Pete Alonso. No longer has an OPS of over 1,000, but he's still doing pretty well. 288, 12 home runs, 46 RBIs, 927 OPS. Here is the 1-0 to Alonso, and that's going to be in there for strike 1. Trisker's Harry Carey would call it Ho-Ho Johnson. Matlock was just an epic player to Pittsburgh like Tuck McGraw or Von Hayes to the Phillies. I have no idea what you guys are saying. You guys can go ahead and communicate amongst yourselves. Here's the 1-1. That's going to be hit to short, and what a play by Kim with a leaping grab to get them out of the inning. So the Mets score a run thanks to the Lindor solo shot to begin the game as the Mets lead 1-0. Again, if this is your first time here, well, appreciate you stopping by. Hopefully you like what you see. And hit that subscribe button. Every subscription definitely helps the channel out a lot, as I'm going up against Jaguar tonight. So that's so unfortunate. So unfortunate. I should just go ahead and just raid him right now. I'm just kidding. I probably won't do that. Just go. Yeah, I was looking up. I look up my like what hashtags to put in. I keep forgetting. So I have to look at previous videos that did well. I have a not so smartphone. Well, that's unfortunate. Again, if you are a visitor here, feel free to, again, you can chat away. I do read all comments, even if they're not directed towards the doc. That is okay. I had a feeling Trisk and Sean would get along, to be honest with you. You know, about the same age. You know, just very, each of them are very clever. You can just tell with the way they comment and talk. Yeah, no problem, Trisk. I knew what you meant. Doctor, who was better in their prime, Kershaw or Dwight Gooden? Well, I've never heard of Dwight Gooden, but I can tell you Kershaw was very good. And Trisk's saying Gooden. So, okay, let's see here. Dwight Gooden from 84 to 2000. Yeah, I don't think it was Gooden. Gooden had a Cy Young. It started off really good, actually. Wow. As a Met, 3.10 ERA. But I don't know. I don't think Trisk. Trisk, I think, is incorrect. I don't think you know much about Kershaw. As here's the first pitch to Ohtani-kun, and that's going to be inside ball one. And Trisk, this is, yeah, so that way, it's not even close in my opinion. Actually, yeah, it's going to be Kershaw. So there you go. Memorize it, and we're back. 1-0 count. Swing and a miss, strike one. Just a bit younger than Trisk. He started off in his prime. He did start off. He did seem different era. Okay, well, I mean, was it really, were the baseball bats real? Well, I don't know. In the 80s. Anyway, here's the 1-1. That's inside ball two. 2-1 count. But even so, I mean, you still can compare the awards, and Clayton Kershaw was still among the best. All right, here is the 2-1 to Ohtani, and Ohtani hits this to left, but that one is fouled. Yeah, there's nowhere to go but down for Gooden. That's what happens when you start off on top. Nobody wanted to hit against Gooden. He was so good until the drugs. Well, it seems to be a problem back in the 70s and 80s. 2-2 count. Ohtani batting .293, 22 home runs already, which is crazy. It's just starting June. And then 37 RBIs. Here's the 2-2. That swung on a miss. He struck him out. So one away here for Blackburn, and that's going to bring up Teoscar Hernandez batting .291, OPS of .860. I figured the doctor would have chose Dr. Kaba, but I guess I was wrong. Sorry, I think Kershaw was really good, as that's going to be in there, strike one. He and Strawberry were a tight group, so it seemed, well, I wouldn't know much about all that. I know Strawberry did steroids, right? 0-1 count to Hernandez, and that's going to be away for ball one. Teoscar batting .291, 10 home runs, and 42 RBIs on the year. Pretty solid. Yamamoto killed our parlay yesterday. Oof. I'm sorry. I told you, Nick. I'm so sorry. I just knew. Yeah, I had to do this like once, but what do I know? Is that's going to be in there, strike 2 to Hernandez. A 1-2 count. Blackburn sets and delivers. And this one's going to be hit to center, shallow center. Now it's right fielder. The right fielder Soto has to make the catch as Taylor was still on the run. And the second baseman, McNeil, couldn't quite find it. Strawberry was Coke and not Ocola. Okay. Strawberry did a ton of Coke. Yeah, I got it. It was not Pepsi. All right, guys. Okay. Yes. I have gathered that it was not just steroids. As Freddie Freeman's going to be at the plate, that's going to be high ball 1. Guess that's the attitude of the 80s baseball players and 70s baseball players. Just couldn't lay off. They would not be passing any drug tests today. Here is the 1-0, and this one's going to be hit foul. 1-1 count to Freddie Freeman, batting .365. OPS of .1055. Really solid at the plate this year. 1-1 count. Here's the pitch. And Freddie's going to hit this just foul. Alonso making a diving effort over there. 1-2 count. Blackburn with 12 pitches so far in the inning. Yeah, it's just to the right of the foul line. Mets need to keep Freeman off the base pass to protect you from that hilarious dance. Well, whenever I see him heading to second, we're actually just going to listen, and I'm going to turn around. So here's the 1-2, and this is going to be fouled back. Yeah, we don't. The doctor doesn't need to see that tonight, I don't think, 1-2 count to Freeman. Been hitting the ball extremely well this year. Here's the 1-2. And this one's going to be left field, but also fouled. So we'll do this again. Did I say hilarious? Yeah, well, I did not mean that. Hideous. Yes, hideous. Hideous dance. It is hideous. It's very unfortunate. Here is the 1-2. Ground ball to third. Barehanded. No, he can't get it. Oh, my goodness. It ate up Beatty. Freeman, of course, had to just run it out, so no dancing. Thank goodness. So that's going to bring up Pages, who's batting .279, OPS of .810. Yeah, very unfortunate having to go up against official Jaguar. And I was like, okay, so he called the game earlier. He did Rockies Marlins. I'm like, all right, I think he's good. I think I'm in the clear. Unfortunate for me, isn't it? Just so unfortunate. All right, Pages, 11 home runs, 37 RBIs on the year. 6-game hitting streak as well. Runner on first, 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. Here's the pitch. That's in there, strike 1. Did you like that bum Kelsey Jansen as a closer? I didn't think he was all that great, to be honest with you. I have a friend that's a Dodgers fan, which is unfortunate. But, yeah, he didn't seem to like him either. Here's the 0-1. That's going to be low ball 1. He has good stats. I mean, you look him up, which I can do that right now. For those of you that don't know how he is, I think he's with Boston or something like that right now. No, he's with the Angels. That's right. He was with Boston last year. Yeah, stats are all right, but, it just wasn't, I don't know. Wasn't like one of the elite closers. He was kind of like a B+ closer. Never really was the best at any point. As we have a little mound visit here. Looks like having a little visit here with Blackburn and Alvarez. I said visit. What the heck? I sent you a messenger video of cats in the cradle. Please listen after the game and don't shed a tear for me or Paul. He said watch it after the game, but oh well. All right, so a little brief timeout here. I think it's something with the pitch comm. So this is supposed to the pitch comm is supposed to speed the game up, and as you can see, how ironic. He's choked in big games for LA, and that bum Dave Roberts kept bringing him in. Yeah, you sound like my friend. I'm telling you, my friend hates Dave Roberts. And yeah, but he didn't like Kenley Jansen, right, or something like that. The J silent, or is it J Jansen or Jansen? I can't remember. All right, 1-1 count here. Whenever we do decide to resume play, I'm not too sure. All right, there we go. We're back. Blackburn sets on this 1-1 count. Checks on Freeman and delivers. Ground ball to third. Beatty has it. Throws to first for out number 3. So we head to the top of the second. Your score, Mets 1, Dodgers 0. Let's see. Tris, was that the original Cats and Cray or the Ugly Kid Joe version? Yeah, I would not know. It's all going over my head. Again, if you are a visitor here, feel free to subscribe if you like what you see. I do call random games. Tonight's game is Mets-Dodgers. Tomorrow night, we are doing Padres and Giants. I believe that one will start a little bit earlier. I think at like 8:40 Central Time. That's where I am. So whatever time zone you're in, well, add or subtract accordingly, of course. So we'll be doing that tomorrow night. Unsure what I'll be doing after work. Might see what Trisk is up to. Good old Trisk. As he is in town for the moment. Due up here for the Mets is going to be Young, Beatty, and Taylor. Young batting .214, OPS of .767. Yeah, just very unfortunate timing to do a stream tonight because, again, I mean, if I really had picked any other game, I'd probably be fine. Had I done Padres Giants, I probably would be in the clear. But oh well, that's on me. Who is better as a Dodger, Puig or Manny Ramirez? Ooh, I mean Puig started off all right, but I think Manny was still Manny with. I'm gonna start off with Manny. I think he was still doing great things with him. Yeah, I mean, look at that. In that half season with LA, batted .396. And even as an old man, batted .311. Oh my gosh. Had 1,000 OPS with LA. I don't think Puig was closest. Here's the first pitch to Young. That's going to be in there, strike one. But again, that's only a small sample size. Now we're going to look at the very controversial Yasiel Puig. Started off good, then kind of became eh. Here's the 0-1, and that's going to be hit foul. I'm going to go with... That's tough. I feel like Dodger fans would probably say Puig, but I'm going to go with Manny, even though it was short, as this one is going to be fouled off. 0-2 count to Young. Young again batting .214, OPS of .767. May delivers the 0-2, and this one's going to be fouled back. I didn't say final answer, though. I honestly don't know. That's the more I think about it. Maybe I should say Puig because he played longer as a Dodger. But I don't know. Better. I mean, that's tough. 0-2 count. That's low for ball one. I'm actually going to say Ramirez. But again, if there's any Dodgers fans in the chat, answer that question. Feel free. I'm just the guy that looks up stats. I mean, stats don't always tell the story. A 1-2 count as May delivers. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Young tried to hold up but couldn't. There's a lot of movement there. So that is out number 1. As that's going to bring up Brett Beatty. He's batting .242 on the year, .741 OPS. Mets, of course, up 1-0. If you couldn't tell, well, I don't know what to tell you because we got a scoreboard there and a scoreboard down there. And we got a ticker right here. Here's Beatty, and that's way outside, ball 1. Who was the better Dodger infielder, Steve Sax or Mariano Duncan? I have no idea who those guys are, but honestly, that's the case with most of the players. If I had to guess, they're probably playing in the 70s, 80s, or 90s as this 1-0 is going to be a grounded to second. Throws to first for out number 2. Apparently, I really struggle to type with just one hand. Like, that is actually sad. I never took a computer class in school. Despite everyone else doing so, they I guess, decided that I didn't need it. Big mistake. Not a bad player, Steve Sax, huh? As a Dodger. In steps in Tyrone Taylor, batting .244, 1 home run, 9 RBIs on the year, OPS of .648, as this one's going to be chopped foul. And then Mariano Duncan. It's going to put Mariano Rivera. Doctor, I think the Steelers-Cardinals match. Oh, yes, Madden 10, that's the best one. Here's the 0-1. Checked his swing. Did not go. That was pretty close. Better as a Dodger. Steve Sax. Oh, yeah, no, it's definitely Steve Sax. Here's the 1-1. That's going to be in there. Strike 2. Actually, I saw, like, people were arguing, like, what's the coolest cover? I saw too many kids saying that the Saquon one was going to be the coolest. I'm like, no. You guys missed out on the OG covers. Madden 10 was a great cover. Here is the 1-2. This one's going to be hit foul. I mean, Madden 10 was good. Michael Vick with 04, that was a good cover. Honestly, the older covers are just, I don't know. They just feel like they were actually playing. Now it's like they pose, you know. 1-2 count, that's outside ball 2. What's going on with Soto? See another huge New York Met bust, or will he get hot? I think he'll get hot. I think Soto's good. I think it's just... Yeah, I don't know what's going on with him, but he's going to be fine. Juan Soto's going to be good. 2-2 counts. This one's going to be hit right, but also foul. I didn't mind the Odell cover, but I think it was more of the moment than actual cover. Yeah, no, they definitely... Well, Odell was, yeah, I mean, they usually go for, like, that moment or, you know, like, who's popular that year or, like, you know, whatever. And, yeah, Odell was really popular. Here's the 2-2. This one's going to be hit to center, shallow center. It looks like actually the second baseman might get it. Nope, looks like Paz is going to call him off for out number 3. So we head to the bottom of the second inning. Your score, Mets 1, Dodgers 0. Wonder if I can actually Madden. Okay. See if I can find Madden covers by year or something. Maybe they'll have. Give me. That's news. I don't want that. Yeah, if you like what you see, folks, hit that subscribe button. That's not all of them. Not even close. Madden 10s is just too good. Let me get out of the way. I don't know. I don't know if anyone else here cares about Madden covers. I don't really play Madden anymore, to be honest with you, because Madden is terrible. But yeah, Madden 10, solid cover. I mean, honestly, I like the Michael Vick one, Ray Lewis, Don McNabb, Marshall Faulk. I mean, I don't know. The older ones, they just seem like they had life. These, the newer ones, it's like they're not even playing the game. Like, ever since Madden 13, it's been like that. Which is crazy because that's actually when Madden kind of went downhill. So they kind of told us with everything there. I don't know. That's just me talking about Madden on the Dodgers Mets stream. Again, if you like what you see, folks, hit that subscribe button. Definitely helps the channel out a lot. I could stay over here. What do you think? Now I'm going to move myself over here. I do cover, it's actually what, my 5th or 6th Met game, I think. It's been a while. Hadn't really been recommended to do Mets games, but I did a bunch of them. If you are a Mets fan just chilling out, well, hey. Hanging out, chilling out, whatever. Just chilling, hanging out. I try to say multiple things at once. Dodgers haven't really done much Dodgers because no one really that's a Dodgers fan stops by, as that one's going to be high 1-0. I do have Padres, Giants fans, and Diamondbacks fans. So I have 3 of the 5 NL West that are predominantly here. Muncy batting .227, OPS of 749, as that one's going to be inside ball 2. Was Kevin Elster better on the Mets or the Dodgers? Got another question here. 2-0 count. As Blackburn sets and delivers. That's in the dirt, ball 3. Blackburn looking like he may lose Muncy here. He said Kevin Elster. Play from 86 to 2000. Oh, this is kind of a new player compared to what you usually have. That's going to be just high, ball 4. That one just missed. I don't know. I thought that caught the zone personally. Not a great player, at least on the offensive side of things. His 1 year as a Dodger was better than any year he had as a Met. Despite only playing 1 year as a Dodger, I want to say Dodger. Here's the first pitch to Conforto. That's outside for strike 1. Conforto batting .173, OPS of 602. 3 home runs, 9 RBIs. Blackburn sets and delivers. That's going to be a ground ball to second. Possible double play. There's 1. And 2. A double play. Nice defense by the Mets there to get him out. Kind of nullifies that walk. That 4-pitch walk. And that'll bring up Tommy Edman batting .247, OPS of 774. But honestly, I had a feeling, Draven, that it was going to be Saquon this year. I don't know, just because of that moment. But he also had a great year just in general. It was going to be him or Hurts, but I was thinking it was going to be Barkley. Here's the first pitch, and that's going to be in there, strike 1. Oh, 1 count as Edman's going to step out. Digging back in is Edman, again, batting .247, 9 home runs, 29 RBIs, OPS of 774. Here's the 0-1. That's going to be hit to second. McNeil throws to first and gets him for out number 3. A nice play by McNeil to get him out of that inning as we head to the top of the third. Your score, Mets 1, Dodgers 0. Made sense. Yeah, no, I felt like it was going to be him. Barkley, he just had a great year. I mean, we can look at his stats again. And, of course, I have both these pages up because, obviously, baseball, football is kind of the main thing of the channel. I mean, literally 2,000 yards. And he sat out the last game, which I know it's a 17-game season now, which I still hate that, but I'll eventually get over it. And yeah, 5.8 yards a carry. I mean, that's insane. That is actually insane. I can't really think of another. Well, tell you what, Trisk, I know you would probably know. Can you think of a running back season that was, a guy that had 2,000 yards, but also averaged nearly 6 yards a carry? I can't. I don't know if OJ did. Was Keith Hernandez better on the Cards or the Mets? My gut says Mets. I'm going to double check that though. I sent the OG Cats in the Cradle. Did not recognize the ugly kid Joe. I heard I was not a huge baseball fan in the 70s or 80s, but I followed the Pirates and Phillies. Phillies, West, Cubs. All right. Keith Hernandez. It's probably Mets. I mean, just I literally think of that Seinfeld episode, and he's on the Mets. So, all right. Let's see. Well, he won MVP with the Cardinals, so already I might be wrong. He won MVP hitting 11 home runs. What in the world did you guys do back then? How did you guys watch baseball? Did no one hit home runs? And you're saying stuff about eras. Clearly, they didn't hit the ball well in the 70s and 80s. That's all I'm going to say. If this guy's winning MVP, which you guys probably valued batting average a lot more than they do today. I'm going to say Cardinals. It's close because their stats are really similar. I'm going to say Cardinals by a hair. Final answer. As here's the first pitch to McNeil. That's strike one. Thoughts on Jose Bautista as a Pirate? Unfortunately, never got to his peak. You can go and look at that. Yeah. I wish he was. I mean, here's the 0-1. That's going to be hit to right, but it looks like it's not going to be too much for Hernandez as he makes the catch for out number one. Yeah, just if only he figured that out. Again, like the Pirates are cursed. It's like everyone that leaves the Pirates is automatically better, hitting and pitching. Look at this. It's just mediocre, you know. His WAR is negative. Like, no one wants him. Just not a good fielder. And then all of a sudden, 09, he's like, okay, well, he has a little bit better of a season. As here's the first pitch to Alvarez. That's in there, strike one. And then 54 home runs, 43 home runs. And then, didn't really touch that again until much later. 40 home runs, 35. Like, geez, Yeah, I mean, I grew up watching him as a Pirate. He wasn't that great as that's a swing and a miss strike, too. He's one of those guys in MLB like 07, 08 the show that'd be like, kind of want to get rid of him. Unfortunate. Maybe Barry Sanders or Eric Dickerson. Not Dickerson. When you say no, not Dickerson, you can probably delete, you can backspace. I know you're putting personality in it, and I would probably do the same thing. Here is the 0-2 count. That's going to be hit to right, but also foul. So let me look at Barry Sanders. So Saquon again had the 2,000 yards, 5.8. And I never saw Barry live, but, I mean, I've seen... Holy crap, no way. He actually did. Here's the 0-2. That's upstairs ball one. Look at that. Oh, my gosh. He really was that guy. I mean, I've seen... This guy was a 6-time first-team All-Pro. Every year he played, he was an All-Pro. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. So Alvarez heads down on strikes. Let me check who's up. That'll return us to the top of the order. As Francisco Lindor will come up to play. I didn't realize it was that good. Like, I knew he was good. Unbelievable. That is amazing. Here's the first pitch to Lindor. That's way outside ball one. All right, Barry is for real. I got you, Trisk. I've always been a big National League fan, so we can talk Pirates, Phillies, and Phillies West from time to time. I mean, that's pretty much all I cover on this channel. I mean, it's weird that I've been doing only NL, as here's the 1-0, and that's going to be fouled back. It wasn't intentional. It's just literally like I'd probably say 80 to 85% of the teams that I've covered, like, that are playing are NL. I might be in the minority, but I feel like Bo Jackson was overrated. No, well, we would be. I agree. I mean, he was a freak athlete, but like as a player, if he had committed to one sport, he probably would have been amazing in that one sport. But yeah, no. I agree. I mean, that's Lindor fouls this one back, 2-2 count. I mean, again, yards per attempt really good, but he never was a full-time guy, and well, I guess he never really played full-time because, again, baseball. 5.4 yards carry. I mean, who knows? If he was full-time, could have been great. 2-2 count to Lindor. This one's popped up. Rushing is going to run and get it. I should have said Rushing is going to rush and get it. That's a blown call by me as we head to the bottom of the third. Mets 1, Dodgers 0. What, Draven? Are you serial? Draven. No, I completely agree. Come on, look at this. Look, he only played. I mean, I understand he was an athlete. But you guys are going to just have to say, look, you can't say that's great. I understand he was good. 5.4 yards carry. No, yeah, he's a freak of nature. 100%. But look, I mean, only 2,700 yards in his career. I understand. I get it. He didn't play much. I understand. But I'm sorry. No. How's it going, Luis? It's good to see you. Again, tomorrow, just a reminder, I'm sure you know, but I'll be doing Padres and Giants tomorrow night, so hopefully I'll see you all there. And again, if not, it's okay. But I'm definitely going to get you guys in, both Sean and Luis. People talk about him like he's a top 5 all-time halfback. I don't know if I've heard of that, Draven, but I will acknowledge that people do think highly of him. And again, he was great, but, I mean, you look at the stats. Again, I mean, these are crazy. 5.4 yards a carry is really good. 6.8, yeah, but he never played a full season. You can't just lump him in there. And if the old heads are going to act like that's really good or he was special, well, then you cannot hate on anyone that hypes up this random running back that does well now because it's literally the same thing. That's all hype. So I don't mean to call y'all old heads, but that's pretty much what it is, you know. Well, you know, he was really good back in my day. You know, the people today, no, yeah, like, okay. Again, I will acknowledge. I'll be the first to acknowledge that the players today, they might be faster and stronger, but I don't know if they're better. I'll concede a lot there, but anyway. As they return, we already have a 1-0 count, so apparently the Dodgers broadcast taking some notes from the Pirates broadcast in returning late and not showing the game. As Rushing's at the plate, here is the 1-0. That's going to be found back 1-1. Batista was a disappointment on the Buccos. Batted 240. Yeah, no, he was. But I don't think there was many expectations for him either. Here's the 1-1, and that's going to be in there. Strike 2. Draven did not say overrated in football or baseball. Bo Jackson was. Well, I feel like we're referring to football. Bo Jackson was. Yeah, no, he was an amazing athlete. We're not going to dispute that at all. I don't think anyone here will. But being an amazing athlete doesn't mean you're going to have a great career. As looks like Blackburn and Alvarez are going to have another meeting as Dodgers fans are going to boo that. They don't like when people meet in the middle and have a chat, you know. You don't want to see friendship. That is disgusting. I am concerned about his lifetime stats. I mean, touch TD Terrell Davis was amazing too, but he did not have. Well, and I mean, Trisk, you will know Bo was not top 5 nor top 15. Yeah, I don't think. I mean, no, like he wouldn't be in the top 100, honestly. Because, I mean, he didn't even have 3,000 yards. This was going to be chopped foul. No, I could probably not name 100 running backs, but I could try. Yeah, I'm just saying football, yeah. But no, Terrell Davis, I mean, again, Trisk, you know I love Terrell Davis, but probably did not need to be in the Hall of Fame. Here's the 1-2. That's just high ball 2, and I'm telling you that one hit the zone, and you can see that number 5 pitch there. That should have been strike 3 there. Not that I'm biased for any team here, but just calling it down the middle, guys. 2-2 count. Here's the pitch. This is going to be hit to right, and that is foul. Bo was a flash in the pan. I do not know too many 80s folks that would say Bo was an amazing football player. He was fun to watch, and he had that Monday Night Football game. I've only seen a few of them, few of the NFL throwback ones with Bo. I mean, there's just not many on there. And he was good, but here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. And Trisk, you've just not been on X, I guess, with football. Because, the older guys will bring up older players. And Bo is one of them. It does happen quite a bit. I've seen it. You might not see it in everyday conversation, but, it does happen quite a bit. That's going to bring up Kim. He's batting .413, OPS of 1036. I'm just going to assume he hasn't played too much. But I could be wrong. I mean, maybe he has. I mean, this is just a heck of a season. Here's the pitch. That's outside, ball one. Let's go ahead and look at Hyesung Kim. He has 46 at-bats. That's not too bad. All right, here is the 1-0. This is going to be hit to first. He's going to toss to the pitcher for out number 2. So Kim goes down pretty quickly, and that will turn us over to Shohei Ohtani. 0 for 1 with the strikeout. Did you like Jim Everett as a Rams QB? Well, I did not watch Jim Everett or anything like that. To be honest, he wasn't the Rams quarterback in '79. I have no idea when he played. I initially thought 60s, but no, that was not him. That was like Van Brocklin or the other guy. Jim Everett. Here's the first pitch. That's low, ball 1. 80s. Jim Everett. Yeah, no, Here's the 1-0. That's going to be low, ball 2. This is probably a Trisk question. I am a football expert, I promise. But I'm not really familiar with Jim Everett. I can see why. 64 and 89 is a starter. But here's the 2-0. That's a swing and a miss. Strike 1. Did lead the league in touchdowns twice. I mean, that's not too bad. Again, I mean, statistics back then, you can't really judge them. I mean, it's just... Here's the 2-1. That's going to be chopped foul. Seemed okay, but again, I don't know, I mean, did he win any playoff games? I think he won 2. Seemed okay, but again, I couldn't tell you. Here is the 2-2. This is going to be hit foul. Everett was overrated, and he wasn't rated that high. Oh, geez. Oh! That is some harsh words from Trisk. 2-2 count. Us old timers have a thing called the eye test, and Bo would have been one of the best if not for injury. I understand, but you still have to put that in there. I'm injury. That's part of it. That's part of the availability is the best ability. 3-2 count. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. So we head to the top of the 4th. Your score: Mets 1, Dodgers 0. I mean, I just deal with that. I have a friend that never watched him play, but insists that RG3 would have been the greatest quarterback to ever grace the earth. He'd still be playing. He'd be like, oh my gosh, he's an idiot. But it's the same thing. He got hurt, and that's just the way it goes. I mean, RG3 had a good rookie season. I wouldn't say it was amazing or anything like that, but I don't know. That's a tough one. Again, he was gifted, but I wouldn't include him as an all-time great. He was great in that NFL Street game, I can tell you that. Trisk apparently hates Jim Everett. I wonder what Jim Everett did. Probably something off the field. Who's better, Dodger first baseman Pedro Guerrero or Greg Brock? It just ticks me off. I feel like QBs like Everett either were lousy but played with good players, or well, I don't know. Guess we'll let Trisk finish that out. So Trisk does not like Jim Everett. All right, Pedro. Yeah, and if you are not subscribed and you like what you see, hit that subscribe button. Definitely helps the channel out a lot. And to be honest, though, I'm not really expecting much tonight. This might be one of the streams that I do not move up, and it is what it is. It happens. It happens quite a bit, but Jaguar definitely cornered the market on this game. This Pedro guy, not too bad. Not too bad at all. And you're saying it's a Dodger, right? Or you're saying overall? Dodger. Very good as a Dodger, I can tell you that right now. Very good. All right, and the other one was... Who was the other one? Brock? He said Brock, right? Greg Brock. All right, here's the first pitch, and that's going to be upstairs, ball one. That is Brandon Nimmo, as I try to answer this question here. 1-0 count to Nimmo. Here's the pitch. That's in there, strike one. Yeah, it's going to be Pedro. Pedro was very solid. Final answer, locking that in. 1-1 count. Here's the pitch. This is going to be chopped foul. All right, I feel like I missed some chats here. My bad. Was a talent, but did not put the time in. Yeah, Trisk, that is a common line. If he'll tell, he'll get so mad when players have this talent, but you can tell they don't put the time in, they don't take that extra step. Yeah. 1-2 count. That one's going to be chopped foul as Nimmo's just fighting that off. RG3 was straight trash. Was so mad when they traded to get him. Yeah, I don't think it was trash, but again, people point to that injury. It just wasn't sustainable. Once people had film on him, it was pretty much over for him. I think Everett took the pitiful Rams to the playoffs. I have a little interesting dialogue here in the chat. It's a disagreement on Jim Everett. Here is the 1-2 to Nimmo. This is going to be chopped just foul. There are many QBs in the league today that fit that. It is one of the reasons why I respect Peyton and Tom and Drew Brees, even Big Ben. Even Big Ben, as much as I like him, didn't put in the offseason. Yeah, I got you. And I could probably agree with you there. Here's the 1-2. In there, strike three called. May has pretty much been lights out since the Lindor home run. In fact, he did walk Nimmo after that, but since then, he's pretty much, it's been nothing but outs. And that's going to bring up Juan Soto, and he's just raining down the moves. And I would agree. Ben probably, I don't know. I think towards the later half of his career, definitely watched more film. As here's the pitch. Soto faking like he's going to bunt like he's a softball player, but that's going to be in there, strike one. As Soto smiles and spits on the ground. Batting .232 is Soto. 10 home runs, 28 RBIs. 0-1 count. Here's the pitch. That's low, ball one. I don't know, Tristan. The more I think about it, again, Ben got so much better as a passer later in his career. He really did. But I get what you're saying. I do. 1-1 count to Soto. One out here in the top of the fourth. This is going to be hit to left. And that is going to get down. And that is going to head to the stands for a ground rule double. So Soto's on as he holds up the peace sign. Why is Soto bunting? I have no idea. He tried to do it in the first inning, and I have no idea why. He's just trying to get on somehow. He is struggling. Change it up a little bit. That's going to bring up Pete Alonso batting .286, OPS of .923. Watch Jaguar do Padres Giants tomorrow, man. That'd be so unfortunate. Here is the first pitch to Alonso. Oh, and it plunked him. Alonso bat flips the walk and got hit by pitch. Didn't seem to like that. Oh, right on the ribs. Oof. So that's going to bring up Young, who's 0 for 1. The Mets aren't paying him $750 million to bunt. I love bunting, but this guy needs to get real. Jim Everett had Dickerson to get him to the playoffs. Trisk is... Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Only won 2 playoff games, so Jim Everett isn't really on my list of great quarterbacks or anything like that. But, hey, that's why we're here to discuss it. You can look back at it. I'll dive deeper into it if you'd like. Here's Young, and that's going to be in there for strike 1. Let's see. Only made the playoffs 3 times. Good offense. And that is going to be outside ball 1. Dickerson wasn't there during his playoff wins. Flipper Anderson. So we look at that season. Well, I can tell you they got shellacked by the Niners. Here's the 1-1. That's going to be a ground ball to second. There's one. And he beats out the throw. So Young is going to be at first and Soto at third. No, he did not. Sorry, it's the Colts. No, you're good. You're good. I thought so. I know Dickerson moved around a lot towards the later half of his career. But, again, this is pretty alarming when you look at this game. Which, again, I understand the Niners were really good. But only putting up 3 points, you can't really blame anyone else there. Only 156 yards. Let's look at the box score. This is where heroes and legends are made. Everett 16 for 36, 141 yards and 3 picks. That's a tough way to go out. As here is Beatty. That's going to be outside ball 1. And that was his best season, or as a teammate or whatever. Winning 2 playoff games. So I don't know. That's there's a reason he only made it a few times. Here's the 1-0. That's going to be outside ball 2. They were in 49ers division, so couldn't legitimately complete. 49ers were... Oh, yeah, I know. The Niners were elite. But, I don't think the Niners were allowing everyone at 3 points back then either. But, Sean, you seem to like Everett, so you know what? I might back off a little bit. Here's the 2-0. That's going to be outside ball 3, whilst Trisk seems to not like Everett one bit. Jim Everett from Purdue. I wish I could look at the quarterback one. That'd be good. Here's the 3-0. That's in there, strike 1. Let's see if I can click. No, I can't click on that. Yeah, I don't know. That's Jim Everett. Not familiar with him. The name was familiar. I just really didn't know when he played. I thought he was on the Cardinals for some reason, but here's the 3-1. That's going to be chopped foul. 3-2 count here for Beatty as runners on first and third. 2 outs. So the Mets with an opportunity here to extend this 1-0 lead. May has been pretty good for the most part. Did allow, of course, that solo shot, but then ever since I said he had been pretty good, well, has 2 base runners. May sets, looks over at the runner on first. Here's the 3-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out as May is really excited. So we head to the bottom of the 4th inning. Mets 1, Dodgers 0. We can agree that he was slightly above average as far as quarterbacks in NFL history. Well, yes, I would concede that because obviously there's plenty of quarterbacks that don't play, and I would say they weren't good. All right, Trisk is extending the olive branch. Sean, I have to concede those 2 years of 88 and 89. I was in college and not eye to football. Probably not watching much football, but clearly the Rams had no offense. But Everett during those years, unless you call Ellard, no offense but Everett during those years. Okay, I got you. There we go. Look at that. All discussing here. I mean, I'd say he's above average. I mean, I don't really know much about him. Again, if you aren't subscribed and you like what you see, hit that subscribe button. I call random games. Tonight's game, obviously, as you can see, Mets and Dodgers. I'm going up against official Jaguar Gator and getting wrecked in the ratings. I just know it. I just know it. I guarantee you. I'm going to look. Let me look him up. He's going to have like 50, 60 people in there. I'm not mad at him by any means. It's just so unfortunate, you know. 45. He's the GOAT. He is the GOAT. Unfortunate timing on my part to literally, why did I pick? I mean, I listened to a subscriber. Oh, well. Anyway, it is what it is. You know, again, though, if you do like what you see and you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Definitely helps the channel out a lot. And if you are a football fan, I'll be doing football later down the road. As, you know, the Hall of Fame game is literally next month. I'll be at the end of the month, July 31st. But I'll be doing that one and, of course, a little bit of preseason and then working my way into college football. I already have my first game picked. I'm pretty much going to be doing the game that everyone else is doing, which is the Dublin game, Iowa State and Kansas State. But I'm going to have the subscribers vote for which game I do later that evening. So, and you know, if you subscribe and you just like football, hey, this is going to be a perfect fit for you as it's free, and I think we'll have a good time as we chat football. Sounds good, Trisk. Thank you for the olive branch. Look at that, Trisk. Look, you're all getting along here. Here's Hernandez. That's going to be low ball one. Who's this Jaguar? Never heard of him. Please elaborate. He's a really good YouTuber. Jaguar, if you love history of like the NFL, he's really good at those videos. Very wacky history of the NFL. That's going to be in there, strike one. But here, let me go ahead and just, like, if Jaguar were to shout me out, it'd be really good. But he's not going to do that. But anyway, yeah, no, he just does like a bunch of these like wacky history, and it's really cool. It's really good stuff, like just little videos about NFL history. I wish I had, you know, the patience to make a video and edit a video and get footage, but I don't really know how to do all that. That's going to be low ball two. As far as getting footage, I can probably make my own video, just me in front of the camera, but that would be boring. Jaguar is a young guy with a lover of sports history. He likes crazy stuff and odd games. Yeah, no, he's good. I'd recommend him. 2-2 count. Here's the pitch. This is going to be hit foul. I mean, I'm subscribed to him on my YouTuber account and my personal one. I don't know. I just want to support him because he's pretty cool, pretty chill guy. Low key toxic actually when you think about it, because like all of his videos are negative, like just ripping the guy usually. Here's the 2-2. That's going to be chopped foul. There's already Jaguar fans here. Let them know I said hi. I usually pop in every now and then. 2-2 count. Chris Johnson or Saquon? Ooh, that's a good one. 2-2. That's hit to center. And Taylor's on the run. Did he make the catch? No, he didn't. In and out of the glove. That was great effort by Taylor, but unable to make the catch. That is a great question. Oh, man. Chris Johnson or Saquon? Chris Johnson, like, he had the speed, obviously, man. Oh, man. I think I'd rather have Saquon, though. I think I would rather have Saquon. But Chris Johnson was special. Here's first pitch to Freddie, and that's going to be outside ball one. I'm actually going to look up the stats here. Chris Johnson or Saquon? That's a good question. 1-0 count to Freeman. That's going to be hit to first. Oh, what a play by Alonso. Immediately getting it and stepping on the bag. Couldn't get the runner at second, though. Johnson finished with 9,600 yards. Really just solid. Again, he was just really good. First time, or first team All-Pro. Just once, though, actually. That's kind of shocking. But this was still an era of running backs. They still had really solid running backs during that time. And then, of course, we looked at Saquon earlier. And I think he'll probably get 10,000 easy. That one's going to be in there strike one. Well, I don't know about easy, but he's at 7,200 yards. I'm going to pick Saquon. Yeah. 0-1 count. Got a better shortstop question. Here's the 0-1 to Pages. That's low for ball one. All right, what do we got here? Oh, well, I thought it was there, Sean. I swear there was a question there. Question just disappeared on me. I look back and it's gone. 1-1 count. Here's the pitch. That's going to be low ball two. Chris Johnson was great until his head got too big. When did Chris Johnson get crazy with? I don't remember him being. Was he? I don't remember him being like that. Barkley is a humble lover of life, which means Barkley is a great human being, or seems like one anyway. I mean, yeah, I like Barkley. Here's the 2-1. That's going to be hit to right, but foul. Yeah, no, I'd love Saquon would be such a great player to have, like as a teammate. Barkley is a good dude. Seems like one. I really hope he is. I mean, obviously, you hear stuff all the time about players that can go a little crazy, but like I remember, which, I mean, this is way off topic. I'm not comparing Saquon to him by any means, but I remember when, Deshaun Watson, that guy's a model citizen. Obviously, he's not. Justin Tucker, he's a model citizen. Well, allegations are pretty bad. Here's the 2-2, and that's going to be hit to left. And Nimmo is going to let Taylor get it for out number 2. But again, it is what it is. Okay, who is the better Mets closer? John Franco, Roger McDowell, Jesse Orosco, or Randy Myers? This might take a while here. Is Max Muncy's going to be at the plate, batting .227, 7 home runs, and 32 RBIs. John Franco. I feel like I've looked up John Franco before. That's going to be outside ball one. This is strictly as a Met, right? Okay. .310 ERA. 276 saves. That's pretty good. 1-0 count to Muncy. It's big. Swing and miss. Strike one. Okay. Roger McDowell. One count. Runner on second, 2 outs. Here's the pitch. This is going to be hit to center. Taylor backing up at the warning track and makes the catch for out number 3. Big out number 3. So we head to the top of the 5th. The Mets up 1-0. 313. All right, McDowell's eliminated. I'm picking Franco or McDowell. I still got 2 more, though. Jesse Orosco. I'm assuming that's how you pronounce it, or close to it. As a Met. Wow, he's appeared in the most games all time. That's actually pretty cool. Did not know that. Orosco. This is close. All right, so I can't eliminate Orosco yet. Randy Myers. Again, if you like what you see, folks, hit that subscribe button. It definitely helps the channel out a lot. And if you are a football fan, I'll be doing football later down the road once football season is here. I feel like Orozco's tenure eliminates Randy, but, like, I don't know. I mean, he was probably the better pitcher. Let me go back to... Sorry, I'm trying to figure this out real quick. John Franco. Probably going to be Franco. It's got to be John Franco. I want to go John Franco just for his longevity and consistency there. Final answer. Chris Johnson sat out 2011. Did he? Lackluster season. Franco. McDowell's Laters. Okay. Jimmy Graham or Greg Olson? Ooh. Peak was probably Jimmy Graham. Peak was Jimmy Graham. But as far as career, you got to go with Olson. Because Jimmy, like, once he left New Orleans, he was kind of cooked. And I still don't understand the trade to this day. Like, honestly, to this day, I don't understand it. He was a two-time All-Pro with the Saints. First-team All-Pro there. You know, peak-wise, there wasn't many people better than Jimmy Graham. As here's the pitch. That's going to be outside ball one. But then Greg Olson obviously had a much... I think he had a better career. I'm pretty sure he did. Well, okay. Apparently the stats are very similar. Maybe I just remember things incorrectly. Here's the 1-0. That's going to be popped up. Edman is under it and makes the catch for out number one. Huh. I guess Olson was a lot more hurt than I thought. Didn't start much in Chicago. Who was he behind in Chicago? Martellus Bennett, I think. Huh. Okay, well, I don't know. I thought he was a little more dominant. Here's the first pitch to McNeil. McNeil's going to get this one down in right field for a base hit. So McNeil gets on with one out here in the top of the fifth. Dang it. Well, I thought it was going to be Olson, but I don't know. I'm still going to probably lean Olson just by a hair. But I feel like Graham's peak was better. I meant sat out 2011 training camp. Okay. Seinfeld episode. I got you. All right, here is Alvarez. That's going to be hit foul. 0-1 count. Here to Alvarez. Batting .232, OPS of .616. Runner on first. May's looking over still at McNeil. Looked over at him multiple times. Here is the 0-1. That's going to be hit foul. Mike Piazza, better on the Mets at the Dodgers. I know him as a Met. So that's my initial reaction, but I was wrong about Keith Hernandez. Here's the 0-2. That's going to be poked into right, and that's going to get down for a base hit. So runners now on first and second for the Mets with one out here in the top of the fifth. Looks like as a Dodger he was better. Yeah, that's I'm going to say Dodgers. Runners on first and second here in the top of the fifth, and that's going to bring up Francisco Lindor. Again, he homered in the first. In fact, he's the only run that has come across the plate so far in this one. Piazza was pretty consistent. Yeah, no, it looked like the stats were pretty close, but it looked like Dodgers Piazza was better. May looks back at McNeil and delivers. That's in there, strike one. Lindor homering on the second pitch of the night, but since then, zeros across the board. 0-1 count. That's outside ball one. 1-1 count here to Francisco Lindor. Here's the pitch. That's going to be hit to left. Deep left field. That one's going to be close to the wall. It's caught by Conforto, who runs into the wall. And McNeil thought it was going to be gone, so he had to quickly run back. And it actually hit the umpire on the way in. Lindor got a hold of that one. Conforto making a nice catch at the wall. And McNeil was pretty much at third. He had to run back really quickly, or else he was going to get tagged up. But luckily, the umpire hit the ball for him. Remember when Clemens threw the broken, splintered bat at him? Was that? Well, I've seen clips of somebody like getting mad with the bat and throwing it at somebody. I guess that might have been that. Nimmo's at the plate now. He's 0 for 1 with the walk. Runners still on first and second. 2 outs here in the top of the fifth. May looking back at McNeil, and he delivers. That's outside for ball 1. About to go to Jaguars stream and just say you're killing me in the ratings, bro. 1-0 count. Nimmo with 9 home runs on the year. Here's the 1-0. And this is going to be hit to center, right center field. And that's going to get down at the warning track. And it looks like it's going to be a ground rule double, which actually is going to be good for the Dodgers because I think that would have scored Alvarez easily. But that's going to hold him at third. So the Mets still have 2 runners on here in the top of the fifth with 2 outs. Trisk says that was crazy. Of course, she's probably referring to the splintered bat. As that's going to bring up Pete Alonso. And Soto. As Soto's going to be intentionally walked. And so Alonso's going to come up. Who's 0 for 1, and he was hit by a pitch. And Mark Pryor is going to have a little chat with May as they go over some strategy. And I will go ahead and do a shameless plug. Again, if you like what you see, guys, hit that subscribe button. That's, of course, if you're not subscribed. If you're subscribed, please don't hit that subscribe button because that means you're unsubscribing. That'd be so unfortunate. That'd actually be, devastating. Though I've seen it before. I'll wake up one day and I'll see my subscriber count go down. It's like, wow, thank you. There's your scores from around the major leagues today. Not many games, as Monday's usually an off day for half the league. The other one's usually Thursday. Tigers over the White Sox 13-1. Brewers over the Reds 3-2. Angels over the Red Sox 7-6. Rockies moving to 10-50 as they beat the Marlins 6-4. Jaguar did that one, so I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to be safe. Nope, Jaguars doing Mets. Dodgers 2-0, obviously. Twins up on the A's 6-4. And Padres Giants, which I'm doing tomorrow, 0-0, as Alonso's going to dig in. That's going to be low, ball 1. Let's see what we got here. Why do they call Pete? I don't know, actually. I have no idea. I could not tell you. Think it's stupid that ground double does not over 3 bases. I'm fine with the 2 as Alonso sends this to right. But that looks like that's going to be caught, and it is for out number 3. So we head to the bottom of the 5th inning. Mets 2, Dodgers 0. They do score 1. I turned 37. Oh, happy birthday, Chris LeClaire. Happy birthday, man. Making me feel young as I'm 28. But that's cool, though. Happy birthday, man. Hopefully it was a good day. Hopefully your team won if they're playing today. A.J. Hawk or Khalil Mack? Oh, that one. Ooh. I initially was thinking Khalil Mack, but that's pretty close. They did play 2 different positions, though. I think that's why it's kind of tougher. If you were saying Clay Matthews, I'd probably say... Because, I think AJ was more of the middle linebacker. Khalil's more of a pass rusher, an outside linebacker, an edge. AJ wasn't bad. Maybe a little bit overrated. I don't know who really rates him, though, to be honest with you. He's solid middle linebacker, solid career. Yeah, actually, it's Khalil Mack. I think it's kind of clear now. Yeah, Khalil Mack is, okay. That's actually, should have been an instant Khalil Mack now that I think about it. 3-time first-team All-Pro. Still not too bad. Last year, or 2 years ago, 17 sacks, though. It was very, I don't know, he had like 6 or 7 in one game or something like that. What happened to my screen? Okay. Clay also played for, Clay, did he? Clay Matthews? I don't think so. Again, if you like what you see, folks, hit that subscribe button. Definitely helps the channel out a lot. I don't know why I can't type anymore. Well, I'm not seeing him. He might have played the minors. Thank you. No, my Reds lost, and my Giants and Phillies didn't play. Well, the Giants, they're actually tied right now. They are playing, which I'll be doing Giants tomorrow. So you're more than welcome, of course, if you got nothing else to do in the evening tomorrow. I'll be doing Padres-Giants, as, of course, I have some Giants fans and Padres fans that are subscribed. So we'll be doing that tomorrow, as that's going to be in there for strike one to Michael Conforto's 0 for 1 on the day. Middle. Okay, you're fine. Shoot. Yeah, that makes a lot more sense. Sorry, for MLB baseball. Once I'm in football season, I'll probably see that as middle linebacker. Yeah. I actually didn't know that, Clay. That's going to be in there for a called strike. Yeah, Clay was pretty good. Just wasn't as good for as long. But I would say Mack over those two. 1-2 count. Here's the pitch. That's inside ball 2. I think I did the Reds the other day. Pretty sure I did. I'm gonna check that actually. I don't recall. I feel like I did. Here's the 2-2. That's going to be hit to left, but looks like that's going to find a glove, as it does, for out number 1. All right, let me just check for fun now. 45, yeah, he's just taking them all. That's okay. It's a dog-eat-dog world out there. Yeah, I did Cubs-Reds the other day. Here is Tommy Edman. 245, 9 home runs, 29 RBIs. That's in there for strike 1. I've watched the Packers every year since they beat the Steelers in the Super Bowl. Only reason I knew that. I gotcha. Yep. And I still think I remember watching the Steelers come out of that tunnel in Super Bowl 45. I'm like, man, this is the 3rd Super Bowl in 6 years. I can't wait to see the next one. Yep, still waiting. Ground ball to first, and Alonso has trouble with it, and he can't get the throw in time. It was like in slow motion, and for some reason, Alonso just couldn't. Who is the polar bear? Actually, I'm going to look it up real quick. Why is Pete Alonso called the polar bear? Okay, the polar bear stems from his imposing physique and power as a baseball player, particularly his home run hitting ability. Interesting. Here's the first pitch, and it looks like that's going to be hit to center, but Taylor is already under it and makes the catch for out number 2. Actually, since 08 to be fair, but I was 7, not really paying attention. Yeah, I would say I've been watching football since 96, but that'd be a little bit of a lie, as I was born in 96. My earliest memory is Steelers-Falcons in 02. That was a 34-34 tie game. And I can go over a little bit of why that's my earliest memory. And it's actually because of Trisk, my dad. Here's the first pitch. That's in there, strike 1. So for some reason, and he couldn't watch. I guess he had to go to work or something. But he was telling me, if you want the Steelers to hold him, and he was telling me this as he's going, you got to squeeze your hands. Squeeze them. Just hold them. And it seemed to work, which, I don't know. I felt like it did. Even though they allowed 34 points, obviously it must not have been that good. But in my brain, I'm like, oh my gosh, my dad's a genius. 0-1 counts, and that's my first memory that or the earliest memory I have is my dad telling me, you got to hold, the Steelers got to hold them. So you got to squeeze as hard as you can. I guess I'm 5 or 6 at the time. I don't know if it was before or after my birthday in 2002, but yeah, it's my earliest memory is of my dad, and I guess that's part of the reason why I do like him. Not to get all sentimental here, but that's going to be Chop Foul 1 and 2. Steelers were an epic team in their prime. They were an epic team, and I miss them. I miss those Steelers. The 2000 Steelers were awesome, and even the 2010s, even though they never made the Super Bowl, they were still really good. The Packers did not beat the Steelers. The Steelers lost because Tomlin was lousy. That's going to be in the dirt, and he did not go. I mean, I'll be the first. You know how I feel about Tomlin, Trisk. I'm not a fan, but wait, Trisk is actually your dad? No, yeah, no, he actually is my dad. Yeah, no, he is 100%. Yeah, he's an OG subscriber and an OG. I don't know if he's a fan of me or not. I don't know. Some days, definitely, you can't really tell. That is going to be a single. And Kim's going to get on here. So now runners on first and second with 2 outs in the top of the 5th. Yep. Yeah, no, I do miss the Steelers being good. I don't know because the Steelers, if we're being completely fair, Cowher didn't exactly have great defenses in the playoffs either. Like, they would have some pretty terrible performances as well. But again, the difference between Cowher and Tomlin is that Cowher could actually win playoff games in the playoffs and make runs and get to the AFC Championship. That is the difference. But, still allowed 42 points to Brady in 2004. They allowed McNair and Eddie George to run up all down the field on him in 2002. Lost 31-34. But again, he did most of this with no franchise quarterback. So that's why I think Cowher is much better than Tomlin. But Cowher he still had his blemishes. And I'm sure Trisk knows that, or any Steelers fan would know that. But, Cowher, to me, is better. All right, Ohtani Kuhn's at the plate. He's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Here's the pitch. That's going to be inside ball 1. Checked his swing, did not go. It's close. 1-0 count to Ohtani Kuhn. Runners on first and second here in the bottom of the 5th. Swing and a miss. Big swing and a miss for strike 1. Ohtani has the ability to take the lead with one swing of the bat. He is just a freak of nature. He just looks intimidating at the plate. His 1-1, that's high for ball 2. Just his batting stance, how he's just towering over the plate. He can hit. He can hit for power. He's fast. He can pitch. He's got an arm. Here's the 2-1. That's low, ball 3. 3-1 count. Blackburn really wanted the call there, but unfortunately for him, not getting it. 3-1 count to Ohtani. Here's the pitch. Ground ball to second. Throws to first for out number 3. So that'll do it for the Dodgers as Ohtani can't seem to get it going. So we head to the top of the 6th. Your score, Mets 2, Dodgers 0. Steelers were down 3-21, yes. Came back and almost led, then gave up a field goal late. Then had the worst setup on the final drive. Yeah, I remember. That was pathetic. Tomlin did not do his homework, losing to a 6 seed. Pathetic. I guess. At the time, I didn't really think about that, because, Tomlin, Yeah, I understand he won with Cowher's team in '08, but he'd won a Super Bowl, and then, we made it back. So I'm still not thinking about that at the time. But yes, over time, you'd be proven correct. But not a football expert, but who would win, Mahomes' Chiefs or Brady's Patriots? Ooh. Really depends on who the refs favored that day. I would probably pick the Patriots. Brady did it with two different teams. And I'm talking about the Patriots, not obviously the Buccaneers or anything, but like the early 2000s, obviously that group, they had 3 Super Bowls, I think, in 4 or 5 years. And then he went 10 years with nothing, but the teams were still amazing. The best Patriots team didn't even win the Super Bowl, the '07 Patriots. And then obviously 11 they lose again to Eli, and then they won, I think, another 3 in about 4 or 5 years in the mid-2010s. So I don't know. I would probably, the Patriots, they were more, I hated the Patriots. I couldn't stand them. Luis, nowadays, whoever the refs favor that day. Come on, doctor. You said it as I wrote. I wasn't looking at the chat, obviously, so. But yeah, no, it's definitely whoever the refs favor, but I would probably pick the Patriots in a fair game, as that's going to be in their strike one, because Belichick, or as my dad calls him, Belichick, would figure out a way to do something with either Spygate or deflate the footballs for the, And there's actually no scandals with the Chiefs, so they're going to try to play clean, I guess. Here's the 0-1. That's outside ball 1. But again, Mahomes does flop. They are floppers. The Chiefs flop. They try to get every call. 1-1 count here to Young. He's 0 for 2. Here's the pitch. That's outside ball 2. James White. Really solid receiving back. And he's the guy, I think, that scored the overtime touchdown against the Falcons. Really solid. Here's the 2-1. That's upstairs, ball 3. And that's how Brady liked. He didn't really like. He liked a lot of the receiving backs. That was his. Yeah. Kevin Falk, Patrick Pass. Here's the 3-1. That's going to be hit foul. Danny Woodhead. Rex Burkhead. Yeah, receiving backs, man. That's, yeah. I do not miss the Patriots being dominant. I do not. I'm really happy the fact that they're bad, but they will still probably find a way to beat the Steelers. As here's the 3-2. That's going to be. Is that a strike? Okay, I thought the ball got out of the glove. I assumed it was a foul tip, but that's my bad. So that's strike 3. That'll bring up Beatty. So for 2. It's a pitcher's duel, I'd say. Again, Mets up 2-0 here in the 6th. May's done a pretty good job for the most part. Here's the pitch. That's outside, ball 1. Dodgers warming up Jack Dreyer. 1-0 count. Here is the pitch. That's going to be chopped to foul. Again, if you like what you see, folks, hit that subscribe button. Every subscriber does help out the channel. I do appreciate it. I've been doing baseball games for a while. This is actually, I think, my 5th or 6th Mets game, because I do have Mets subscribers, though I don't think anyone has stopped by tonight. Here is the 1-1. That's going to be hit foul. And, of course, I've done some Dodgers games before. I think this is my 3rd or 4th. I don't have any Dodgers subscribers, not to my knowledge. But they seem to find a way to pop into my feed, as I have a lot of NL West fans here. So I will definitely do Dodgers if they're playing an NL West team other than the Rockies. But, again, if I have Dodgers fans, you just got to let me know, and I'll work you guys in. A 1-2 count to Beatty. May delivers. That's going to be hit foul. One has to respect Belichick now. He is how is that respectful, Trisk? Yeah, she's also an idiot. Yes, I know. She's a freaking idiot. I don't know how I feel about. Yeah, Diggs is also an idiot. That's going to be fouled back. So the count remains at 1-2. Yeah, Diggs, he might not be playing for the Patriots this year. And even if he did, I don't even know. I don't know how he would. He's not going to help Drake May. In fact, he would probably be. He's kind of a cancer. Here's the 1-2. That's going to be hit up the middle, and that's off Kim's glove. He played the shift great, but he couldn't read. I guess it was kind of slicing off the bat, so it had a lot of spin and curve on it. As we're going to look at the replay, yeah, kind of slicing there, and Kim couldn't read the bounce. A lot of spin on it. Kim just couldn't believe it. In fact, he's looking around and he was confused. Now, I Belichick should, like, I don't know. That she is terrible for him. All right, Taylor is at the plate. He's 0 for 2. Runner on first with 1 out, and that one's going to be popped back for strike 1. I can't remember if I mentioned it, but again, if you're not subscribed, I'm also doing football later down the road. So we'll probably get to see some Belichick in the North Carolina or whatever. You know, I'll probably have you guys vote on a lot of the college games on what I do and call. So hopefully I'll see you guys there. Got a pickoff attempt, but he's back in time. Oh, 1 count. May sets and delivers. That's in there, strike 2. Oh, 2 count here to Taylor. Runner on first, top of the 6th. Mets up 2-0 in a battle of NL championship hopefuls, as this one's going to be hit, and that one is caught by Muncy. It was just a line drive, and he makes a great snag for out number 2. And that's going to bring up McNeil. He's 1 for 2, batting .250, OPS of .836. May shaking his head. Don't know why. Looking over at first and delivers. That's outside, ball 1. McNeil is 1 for 2, batting .250, 3 home runs and 12 RBIs. 1-0 count. May looks over and delivers. And McNeil's going to hit this to center field, but Pages is right there to make the catch for out number 3. So we head to the bottom of the 6th. Your score, Mets 2, Dodgers 0. Again, if you like what you see, folks, hit that subscribe button. Every subscriber helps the channel. As you see, I'm probably not the most popular channel on YouTube. Again, I do baseball games. I will be doing football, of course, once football season is here, and you can look. And I've done, if you're a Mets fan, well, I've done Mets. I did a Mets a lot during this era. And again, I hadn't really seen many Mets fans in the chat. And I actually did listen to a Mets fan, hey, you should do Mets Dodgers. Well, then official Jaguar Gator decided to do it today and kills me in the ratings. Of course, I've done Dodgers as well. So if you're a Dodgers fan, I do work you in because, again, you guys are in the NL West, and you have played my Pirates before. So, yeah, we'll try to work you in, of course. Just let me know. Be active, and I'll probably listen to you. And, of course, again, if you're a football fan, we'll be doing football, college, and NFL once preseason really starts, and then we'll work. We'll go from there. At least 2 games on Saturdays and 2 games on Sundays, and throughout the week, pretty much until baseball is over, I'll be doing baseball. But then once the playoffs start, might do a round or 2 of playoffs, and then we'll be strictly football, as I'll be doing like the MAC and all the other Tuesdays and Wednesday, Thursday games, whatever. And doing Monday Night Football because, we have some people that work overnight, and apparently people like to listen for some reason, and I appreciate it. Just a guy calling random games. As the Dodgers are going to bring up Hernandez, Freeman, and Pages to begin the bottom of the sixth. Again, they are down 2-0. Blackburn has pitched really well tonight. I thought we were coming back, but we're not quite there. Looks like Brazoban is going to be pitching here, so he's going to replace Paul Blackburn. So maybe an opportunity here for the Dodgers because they couldn't really figure him out. Blackburn exits with 77 pitches. Brazoban with a 1.34 ERA on the season, 170 opponent batting average. Better tight end, CJ Uzama or Tim Tebow? Well, I'm going to say CJ Uzama. Here's the first pitch. That's inside, strike one. You guys can see that. I'm not even going to look up Tim Tebow's stats, but we're just going to look up CJ. Because that's a name I haven't heard. He's still playing. Oh, wow. Didn't do nothing last year. Here's the 0-1. That's going to be in the dirt, ball one. Yes, you had just as many yards as CJ Uzama last year. 1-1 count to Teoscar Hernandez. 294, 10 home runs, 42 RBIs. That's going to be in there, strike two. I look forward to a lot of football questions, of course, during football season. Probably going to get a lot of 80s questions. Can't wait to hear that. 1-2 count. That's going to be outside ball two from Sean. We'll be doing Steelers-Jets. I can guarantee you that'll be the first game we do on Sunday. As far as the second game on Sunday, still up for debate. So I'll probably be asked a lot about, Todd Blackledge, Mark Malone. That's going to be chopped foul. And then the Jets quarterbacks in the 80s. Who would that be? Boomer, I think, was 90s. Was Testaverde there in the 80s, or was he 90s? I'm not too sure. I'm trying to think. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Jets quarterbacks in the 80s. I actually can't think of one. I feel like if Dave Craig, no, he was on the Jets. I don't know. All right, Freddie Freeman's up at the plate. He's 1 for 2 on the night, batting .367, OPS of 1054. Here's the pitch. That's going to be outside ball one. 1-0 count. Here's the pitch. That's inside for ball two. 2-0 is your score. Pitcher's duel. May didn't really do too bad, as this one is going to be hit to left, but also fouled. But Blackburn was pretty darn good, so unfortunately May is on the hook for the loss. Of course, again, I don't really have a dog in the fight. I'm just saying, unfortunately for him. 2-1 count. Here's the pitch. That's in there, strike two. You're born June 2nd, 1988. Yes, sir. That is, again, that's a little older than I am. Here's the 2-2. Ground ball. That's going to get past the second baseman for a base hit. He struck him out. Yeah, I like that thought. Yeah. Just, again, everything I do is literally just a mimic of something I've heard. I might add a little bit of myself. With baseball, I watched some of it as a kid. I really just watched football. So I don't know. It's just my broadcast styles. I guess they're a little bit different for baseball and football. I don't know. Maybe not. Here's Pages, and that's going to be inside. Checked his swing, and he went. Strike one. I really do try. My voice is not as good as John Miller's, but the double play one is literally what I heard John Miller say in the MLB 2K6 video game. I'm not even kidding. 1-1 count. Like it would be a ground ball to second. There's one and two. A double. Like literally that. Everything I do there, that's because of MLB 2K6. Like I'm not even kidding. John Miller and Joe Morgan. 1-1 count here to Pages. Dodgers just have a great lineup, though they don't really have, I don't think they're a team tonight, as that's going to be fouled back. I mean, I see Conforto. I don't think Conforto's been starting. And rushing is definitely not the starters. Will Smith is. 1-2 count to Pages. Cleanup tonight. Here's the 1-2. That's going to be chopped foul. Count is still 1-2. Runner on first. Here in the bottom of the sixth. 1 out. Brazoban sets and delivers in the dirt for ball 2. 2-2 count. Brazoban, and he's been very good this year with an ERA in the ones. So more than likely he's going to get out of this. But again, these Dodgers are really good, as this one's going to be fouled off his foot. Might have to walk this one off a little bit. Pages looking for his first hit of the night, as he's 0 for 2. 2-2 count. And this is going to be hit to center. Deep center field. Taylor's back at the wall and makes the catch right at the wall for a big out number 2. That one, not to mimic an A's announcer, but that one was sent a long ways, but not quite. Todd Heap or Kittle. Todd Heap was really solid in the 2000s, but I'm going to have to give the edge to Kittle. Then again, Kittle's been hurt a lot. So let's look at Kittle. Has 4,000-yard seasons. 2-time first-team All-Pro, 3-time second-team All-Pro. I don't think Todd Heap, if he did get one, it was just one. But he was good. But there's a lot of really good tight ends. He did get a second-team All-Pro. Yeah, I'm going to have to say Kittle. That's going to be inside ball 1 to Muncy. Or ball 2, pardon me. I guess I missed a pitch. When did I miss a pitch? I guess I missed a pitch. I'm sorry, guys. 2-0 count to Muncy. Runner on first, bottom of the 6th. Brazoban sets and delivers. That's outside ball 3. Throw to first, and he is safe. Todd Heap was a very good, but was in a non-tight end passing system. Kittle benefits by being in the West Coast. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a very good point. I guess that is an error on my part. Is that he was very good. As 3-0 is going to be in the dirt, ball 4. So Muncy is aboard on just 4 straight pitches, and we're actually going to have a visit to the mound. Yeah, Heap playing with the Ravens. Obviously, they weren't really a huge passing attack team. They really haven't been. I don't think I've ever seen them be one. With Flacco, I guess, but even then, they still weren't. But in the AFC, you had Antonio Gates, you had Tony Gonzalez. Now I'm trying to think, going team by team. I liked Heath Miller, obviously. Dallas Clark. Owen Daniels was pretty solid. But I wouldn't put him above Todd Heap. Jaguars, they had somebody that was good. I can't remember, though. A lot of good tight ends in the AFC in the 2000s. You have a very nice Todd Heap rookie card. I really like when they know it's going to be a home run. They send, and it's going. Yeah, I can't tell, obviously. Unfortunately, I wish I was there so I can see, because the camera, you can't really tell. You have to go off what the fielder is, doing. Here's Conforto. That's going to be in the dirt, ball 1. It's going. Yeah, I can't do it. I don't think I could do that call. I'll have to try it next time. We'll see. 1-0 count here to Conforto. That's outside ball 2, and Brazoban is kind of losing it here. I'm sure that's music to Dodgers fans' ears. What is really cool when the announcers know it's a home run by the sound of the ball hitting the bat or the bat hitting the ball. Here's the 2-0. That's ball 3. Yeah, there's sometimes I tried that and I misjudge it completely, so I don't even do that anymore. I can't immediately say anything. Here's the 3-0. That's in there, strike 1. And Dodgers fans don't seem to like that, despite it being on the knees. Three-one count. Here's the pitch. That's chopped foul. That would have been ball 4. Two runners on, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. Mets up 2-0 over the Dodgers. Edman is on deck. Brazoban has been fantastic this year, but he's ran into some trouble here in the bottom of the 6th as Brazoban sets on this 3-2 in the dirt. Ball 4. And that will leave the bases loaded for Tommy Edman. My dad knew right away just based on the swing. I am not that guy. I need to watch a lot more baseball. All right, Edman's at the plate. He's 0 for 2 on the night. And apparently it's Tommy Edman bobblehead night. So, hey, look at that. Give me the hero. I'm not good at that. Yeah, I don't have that gift. I need to watch a lot more baseball. Of course, I've been watching probably more baseball this year than I have forever, as that one's in the dirt. Ball 1 already ahead of the count there. Or I guess behind the count. Ahead of the count for the batter, behind the count for the pitcher. 1-0 count. I don't know what the terminology would be there. Brazoban is struggling. Freeman on third. Muncy at second. Conforto at first. 1-0 count. Dodgers with a great opportunity here to push across run. Here's the 1-0. That's a swing and a miss. Strike 1. Big swing. And a miss there. Brazoban sets on the 1-1 and delivers. That's hit to left. And that one is going to get out of play. Strike 2. 1-2 count. Edman batting .244, 9 home runs and 29 RBIs on the season. Bases loaded. Brazoban delivers. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Bases loaded, but the Dodgers can't do anything as we head to the top of the 7th. Your score, Mets 2, Dodgers 0. Did you know Antonio Gates' son plays for MSU? I did not know that. That's cool. Unless you listen to home runs of a knuckleballer. Well, yeah, I wouldn't know. That's cool. Antonio Gates was actually my favorite tight end growing up watching. Like he was the best. Again, if you like what you see, folks, hit that subscribe button. Of course, if you're already subscribed, please don't do that because then you'll unsubscribe. Come on, what are you gonna do? That's a little old me. But yeah, hopefully you guys like what you see, and I'll see you around in other live streams. And planning on doing Padres Giants tomorrow, as we have some NL West fans in the chat. I don't really have many Dodgers fans, so if you're a Dodgers fan, why not join in on the fun? As apparently it's a Pirates and NL West channel, which isn't entirely accurate. Again, I have done other games, of course, but it for some reason has been NL West, Pirates, and then a little bit of the Mets. So I don't make the rules. Yeah, actually, I kind of do, but that's just the way it's been. So So hopefully I'll see you guys there. And again, I'm a huge football fan, much bigger football fan. So I'll be doing football in the fall. So hopefully I'll see you guys there as well. If you're Los Angeles. So Los Angeles doesn't really care about football, but if you happen to be a Rams fan or a Chargers fan, or maybe you're a misplaced San Diego Chargers fan, or 49ers, whatever, you get the gist. Or from New York, Giants, Jets. I mean, Sean is a Jets fan, so I got you guys for week 1 as the Steelers play the Jets. I'm definitely doing that game as the first round. Of course, the second round of games, unsure. I'll probably have you guys vote because I really don't know. I mean, we have 4 choices. Great choices there. I'm excited. I'm leaving it up because I just love looking at it. I just love football so much. I look at a schedule, I get all happy. I think Showtime may be going to MSU in the fall. Yeah, okay. I don't think it's the same one. That's Southern Miss. He's going to Southern Miss, not Michigan. You're referring to Michigan State, right, Draven? All right, Dreyer's going to be in here. He's going to enter with a 2.9 ERA. That's going to be in there, strike one. I think it was 2.97, I want to say. Yeah, 2.97 as Alvarez is 1 for 2, batting .241, 1 homer, and 7 RBIs on the year. Here's the 0-1. That's going to be hit foul as that went off his foot. Mets up 2-0, and if you are watching the screen and couldn't find that, I don't know what to tell you, because it's right there, right down there. And of course, I have a ticker, which the Rockies getting their 10th win of the season. Tigers, White Sox. That was a blowout, 13-1. Here is the 0-2 to Alvarez. Here's the pitch. That's high for ball 1. Mississippi Southern. Yeah, okay. This guy. 1-2 count. Dreyer sets, and actually Alvarez is going to take a breather. As you see, it's now daytime in California with the MLB game day switching to day because it's now 12 o'clock on the East Coast, so it's automatically morning everywhere else. That's how it works. Here's the 1-2. That's in the dirt. Ball 2. I think I would need a lot of water for Sundays and Saturdays. Which, of course, again, I do plan on trying to do multiple football games on other days as well. 2-2 count. That's a swing and a miss. Well, I don't know if I'll be able to. It depends on when they start. 1 out here for the Mets, and that's going to return us to the top of the order, where we're going to see Francisco Lindor, who's 1 for 3, batting .283 OPS of .856. And I'm going to try, guys, as well to try to do a doubleheader either on Wednesday or Thursday, not both, because I am supposed to be off those days. As here's the pitch. Lindor pops it up back behind home plate. Actually, Freeman's going to run up and make the catch. I don't know why Rushing couldn't do that, but I guess Freeman was coming in. I guess that's what it was. So 2 outs, and that'll bring up Brandon Nimmo. He's 1 for 2 with a walk. Mets still up 2-0. Nimmo batting .234, 9 home runs, 30 RBIs on the year. Here's the pitch, and that's low for ball 1. Doctor, thoughts on Padres trade talk for Duran? I didn't know about that, really. Well, I mean, the Padres, I think they still need a few more bats, as that one's going to be fouled back 1-1. Definitely would be interesting. I mean, I know they're all in. 1-1 count here to Nimmo, as they show this replay from earlier of Nimmo driving in McNeil. 1-1 count. Here's the pitch. That's going to be low for ball 2. Would be interesting. NL West is just, it's a great division. I understand there's that adorable little team from Denver there, but Even though the Diamondbacks are 28-31, like I still feel like they can beat anybody. As here's the 2-1. That's outside ball 3. And again, the Giants, they're you would say they're overachieving, and they're still, I mean, they're kind of teetering a little bit. They're 4-6, but I still feel like they're a solid team. Same with the Padres, of course, and of course the Dodgers are the Dodgers. As here's the 3-1, and that's going to be chopped to first. Freeman's going to race Nimmo to the bag and win for out number 3. So we head to the bottom of the 7th inning. The Mets still up 2-0. It started after Sheets went out. Really? So is Sheets really out for that long? I didn't think Sheets. I mean, I know he hit that wall pretty hard. So we just happened to be watching, or I just happened to be watching it. That's interesting. I don't know. I guess we'll find out. Again, if you like what you see, folks, hit that subscribe button. Definitely helps the channel out a lot, and I really do appreciate you guys. Appreciate the guys in the chat as always. Have a really good group of people here, man. A good group of guys. You know, right now, Luis, Trisk, Draven, Sean earlier, Nick stopping by as always. Chris, I feel like I've seen you around before. It's been a while. But, yeah, no, it's pretty chill. Baseball community for now, of course, and then football. I'll probably reveal more of my true character. That guy's a jerk. Dr. Delay is a jerk, not going to lie. But hopefully you like what you see and hit that subscribe button. Again, I'll be doing football later down the road, so if you're a football fan, this is the perfect channel for you, as I'll be doing multiple games Saturdays and Sundays. Draven, if they trade for Bogarts, I would be happy. Jeez, I don't think he is, but that's what my Red Sox fan is saying, or friend's saying. Interesting. Due up for the Dodgers is going to be Rushing, Kim, and Ohtani-kun. Ohtani is 0 for 3. That's kind of interesting. Now I'm going to spy on Jaguar again. 43. Jaguar, you're killing me, bro. You're killing me. I literally saw the notification as I was going live to cover this game. He's like, "Yep, go online for Dodgers fans." I'm like, "No, dang it, Jaguar, bro, why?" Max Kranick's going to be in. He's a former Pirate, so of course he's doing well with the Mets. 3.34 ERA as he faces the left-handed Rushing, or is Rushing a switch hitter? I don't remember. Batting .250, 1 home run, 7 RBIs. 1-0 count. Kranick sets and delivers. That's in there, strike 1. Also, again, if you're a visitor, hey, feel free to chat away. Pretty chill community, not going to lie. I don't know if it is a community, probably just like a little group of people, but for the most part, pretty chill. 1-1 is going to be upstairs, ball 2. And again, I do read all comments because obviously I'm not the most popular guy on YouTube, so that chat's not going to be moving really fast. You can talk about whatever you'd like. 2-1 count. Here's the pitch. That's in there, strike 2. Now, everyone that was here yesterday, and I want you guys to be honest, and I told you guys yesterday I was doing terrible. I was tired, exhausted. You can definitely tell the quality is different today. I'm pretty sure you can. Maybe you don't, but here's the 2-2. That's in there, strike 3 called. Rushing. Can't believe it, as that did catch the top of the zone. I was telling you guys yesterday, I'm tired, I'm exhausted, and it was rough. But no, today I feel like I'm pretty good. I am a little tired, but like I definitely have the energy to call this game today. As Kim is going to be up, he's 1 for 2, batting .417, 2 home runs, 7 RBIs on the year. Kranick delivers. That is outside ball 1. 1-0 count. Kranick sets and delivers. That's high for ball 2. Dodgers need some base runners. Kim looking to be that guy as Ohtani is on deck. Here's the 2-0. right down the middle. Strike one. Two one count. Kranick sets and delivers. That's going to be hit foul. So from 2-0 to 2-2. Dodgers still not. Again, it's only a 2-run game. But, just there hasn't really been much offense in this game. So, I don't know. Maybe that 2-run is really just like more of a 6-run or 7-run game, 2-2 count. Kranick delivers. This is going to be hit to center, and Taylor's on the run and makes the catch for out number 2, as Taylor was just running as fast as he could. He was shaded to left, and this was to right center, and Taylor with a fantastic play to get the big out number 2. I'm still here, just busy at work, still listening as these guys are killing me. I don't know who are killing you, but hopefully it's going to be okay. As here's the pitch, and Ohtani hits this to deep right field. Way back that goes. That ball is gone. A solo shot home run as Ohtani puts the Dodgers on the board as they now trail 2-1. To the Mets. But again, the Mets still up. But that is huge as they are now on the board. Many of the seeded teams are out in college baseball regionals on the way to Omaha. Southern Miss just lost a heartbreakers to unseeded Miami. Oof. That is tough. Yeah, I've noticed there's a lot of upsets. I mean, I'm not watching it, but I've just been... For some reason, I'm seeing it on the Facebook feed. I have no idea why, but apparently Facebook thinks I like college baseball and softball. Ohtani is gone. Doctor, thoughts on Justin Morneau? Was a solid player. Justin Morneau, and he, of course, played for the Pirates for, I think, that half a season or season. And that's Ohtani's 23rd home run of the season. That's his 6th in the last 8 days, so he is just killing it. But he was very good with the Twins, and he wasn't too bad with us. Thought it was a good trade. Well, I guess he wasn't that great with us. I thought he was a lot better than that. Oh well. No, I thought it was pretty good, as that one's going to be high for ball 1. Solid career, 247 home runs. Again, he was really good with the A's, or not the A's, the Twins. Ohtani is not human. He is an AI robot. Yeah, no, he is a freak of nature. 1-0 count to Hernandez. Here's the pitch. That's high for ball 2. Dodgers fans liking that. They're playing the Baltimore Ravens little chant after they score a touchdown when they're about to kick off. Chill out. 2-0 count. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. Is Ohtani still pitching? No, he is not. But he was doing a pitching session the other day. I only knew that because apparently all the Dodgers were out watching it. Here is the 2-1. That's going to be hit foul. 2-2 count. Ohtani putting the Dodgers on the board here in the bottom of the 7th. It's now 2-1. I'm sure we'll see Ohtani pitch soon-ish. As here's the 2-2. Ground ball, just foul. Two and two count. Kranick sets. And delivers. Popped up. And that's going to get out of play. Two and two count. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th. Mets up 2-1. Kranick sets and delivers outside, but he went. Strike three called, tried to hold up, but just couldn't resist. As we head to the top of the eighth, your score, Mets 2, Dodgers 1, as Ohtani makes this just a one-run game. Again, if you aren't subscribed, feel free to subscribe. If I earned it, if you think you're having a decent time, you like the call, then that's fantastic. That's the goal of this channel, to, well, keep you entertained for a little bit as I call a game. Hopefully I'll see you guys around in future videos. Again, you can recommend your team. You know, if you're a Mets fan, Dodgers fan, just let me know, and I'll try to work you guys in whenever I can. As tomorrow I have Padres and Giants, because NL West kind of dominates this channel for some reason. Specifically, Padres, Giants, and Diamondbacks. But, you know, Dodgers, of course, can get into that mix. Mets, this is my fifth game, I think, doing number 6. I'm not too sure. So Mets are frequently featured for some reason as well. Well, I mean, again, I have a lot of subscribers that are Mets as well, but none of them showing up tonight as Jaguar. Again, just, geez, just unlucky. Unlucky, Dr. Delay, you clown. So, oh well, it is what it is. We will learn, improvise, adapt, and overcome. Juan Soto is due up. Alonso and Young. Trisk, he probably will before the season is over, but not yet. Yeah, it's going to be a while. Soto is 1 for 2 with a walk. Again, he's still commercial here, just trying to fill in the gap time. Again, if you're also a football fan, feel free to subscribe, as I'll be doing football later down the road, obviously during football season. Dr. Delay, have you seen the Babylon Bee video of the blind umpire? It is about 3 to 4 minutes, but it is funny. I have not. Didn't really hear about it until you said something. 1-0 count, as we're returning to a 1-0 count. What the heck? As this one's going to be hit to center. And that one is going to be caught for out number 1. So the Dodgers, I don't know what they're doing, but they've channeled their inner Pittsburgh Pirates broadcast as we're returning to the field with pitches already being thrown. So that's very annoying. As Pete Alonso is going to dig in. He's 0 for 2 and was hit by a pitch. Batting .285, 12 home runs, 46 RBIs. He's definitely cooled off. Here's the pitch, and this one's going to be popped up. So very quickly, it's looking like there'll be 2 outs. And that is out number 2. Padres, Giants, 0-0 ninth inning. Wow. It is not hysterical, but it is funny, especially now that umpires are having lousy games. Well, umpires have always had lousy games. Yeah, I haven't really checked what's going on in the other games. Twins up 8-4. Yeah, 0-0. Well, if this one ends and that's still going on, I'll just tag. I'll go over there and just finish the rest of that one. Finally, Ohtani. Hope these other clowns start swinging the bats. Well, yeah, that's it's unfortunate. Well, I figured you'd probably be cheering for the Mets because of the D-backs, but it is what it is. Vientos is going to pinch hit for Young. Here's the pitch from Dreyer. And this one is hit to deep left field at the warning track, but it is caught by Conforto for out number 3. Kind of teased you guys a little bit there as we head to the bottom of the 8th. Your score 2-1. That was a quick, very quick half inning. Maybe 3 or 4 pitches total. Again, if you like what you see, folks, hit that subscribe button. Definitely helps the channel out a lot. Again, if you are a football fan, we'll be doing football whenever football is on. Going to try to do the UFL this Sunday. Unsure if I'm doing back-to-back games, but for real. Doctor, thoughts on Kyler Murray? Kyler is... Oof. Kyler is good, but yeah, there's just a big but there. In fact, Nick's a Cardinals fan. He can probably tell you more about it, but I just so there was a lot of I remember this about and I think it was 19 when he was getting drafted. There's talks about his character, and I'm like, what the heck are you talking about? That makes no sense. But I mean, the guy might not be studying film. I mean, there's that thing in the contract. They made a big deal about it, but that was put in there for a reason. So, Doctor liked Kyler early on, but Kyler has not progressed. Yes, I mean, yeah, I that's pretty much it. I mean, I think he's good. I mean, good as in he's not terrible. I don't think he's garbage. I would say, yeah. I mean, he is. I mean, yeah, no, it's a baby, literally. I mean, he's 5'9", but he's also just, I don't know. He's not good enough to take you to that next level, if that makes any sense. I put him in that. Well, Kirk Cousins isn't there anymore, but that type of mid. You're better than the bottom end, but you're never gonna beat the elite quarterbacks in a big game, if that makes any sense. I'm not I give Kyler a 0% chance to take the Cardinals, go into Kansas City and win. If they played 10 times, the Cardinals are losing 10 times. That makes any sense. Whereas, you flip quarterbacks as here's the first pitch. Let's just say you flip teams. You put Patrick on the Cardinals going into Kansas City with Kyler. I mean, it's probably 50-50, 1-0 count to Freeman. In fact, I probably would lean Arizona at that point because Arizona isn't really a bad team. 2-0 count to Freeman. But yeah, I mean, Kyler, I mean, he hasn't really improved. That was very correct. As Freeman, tapper to the pitcher, throws to first for out number 1. So Freeman goes down weakly, and he's very upset with himself. You can see it on his face, just shaking his head. And that's going to bring up Pages, batting .275, OPS of .799. Kyler does not have young Jake Plummer's tenacity, Nick. Did you see that game? Jake the Snake beat the Cowboys that time in the late 90s. That was awesome. I read that so fluid, too, for some reason. That's pretty cool. Pages sees that pitch in there for strike 1, but that's not what it's called. It's actually ball 1. He can't read a defense. I've watched him for years, and he is bottom 10. Oh, I don't know about bottom 10. You know what? Let's actually. All right. 1-1 count here is I'm going to go ahead and try to see. So starting quarterbacks. I'm just curious now. I'm just going to do a tally. Here's the 1-1. That's a swing and miss, strike 2. All right, so he's not better. I'd pick Josh Allen over him. I would pick Tua over him. Not picking Mac Jones. I'm not picking Justin Fields. Obviously Lamar. 1-2 count. Pages at the plate, 1 out. Joe Burrow. Here's the 1-2. That's in the dirt for ball 2. I would pick him over Mason Rudolph. I would pick him over any of the Cleveland players. C.J. Stroud. I'd pick Trevor. 2-2 count. That one's going to be popped up. I would pick Cam Ward over him, but I haven't seen Cam Ward play, if that makes any sense. And I'd rather have Cam just because of that potential in the future. And he's young. 2-2 count here to Pages. Here's the pitch. That's in the dirt. Okay, give me 10 worst QBs. I'd rather have Caleb. too. Worst team in the NFL? This year it's probably going to be the New Orleans Saints. I'd rather have Kyler over Daniel Jones and Anthony Richardson. In fact, I probably should do this the other way. I shouldn't be tallying who's better. I should be tallying who's worse. Let me start over. All right, he's better. I would pick him. Well, I don't know if actually. I think I'd rather take Drake May now that I think about it. All right, Justin Fields is worse than Kyler. I am not a fan of Justin Fields. 3-2 count. That's going to be hit up the middle, and that's going to get down for a base hit. All right, Mason Rudolph. Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett. I'd rather have Kyler than those three. Rather have Kyler than the Indianapolis duo there of Jones. Mahomes, Herbert, Nix. I'd rather have Geno Smith than Kyler. Hurts, Daniels, Dak. I don't like Dak, but Dak. I'd pick Dak over Kyler. Here is Muncie, and that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike one. Jackson Dart, Russ. Well, I'd rather have Russ than. He might be actually a bottom 10. Holy crap! Jordan Love, Goff, McCarthy. Yeah, I don't really know. McCarthy. That's going to be outside ball one. I'd rather have Kyler than McCarthy, but that's only because I don't really know how McCarthy is. Caleb Williams. Yeah, I'd rather have Caleb. Baker, Penix, Bryce Young. 1-1 count. That's a swing and a miss, strike two. I'm going to take Kyler over Bryce Young. That's 6. Yeah, I think I'd take Kyler over the New Orleans bunch. So that's 7. Brock Purdy. Stafford. Well, I'm just kidding. I'd rather have Stafford. 1-2 count. That's outside. And the runner's going to stay at first. And then I'd actually take Kyler over Sam Darnold as well. That's okay. So, all right. I officially concede. Kyler is a bottom 10 quarterback. I actually did not think that was true. That's crazy. Fair enough, Nick. I concede there. Here's the 2-2. That's way outside. Ball 3. All right, let me go ahead and. But yeah, I'm going to say worst team is going to be New Orleans. And yeah, I have no idea who their quarterback is. 3-2 count to Muncie. Here's the pitch. Chopper foul. All right, let's see. Sorry, I know you are. You have his jersey, many of his rookie cards, met him and got his autograph. I didn't know that. Did you really? Had him sign a card he did not remember. He asked his manager. I used to tell my players and students that Jake was my holder when I was kicking. This guy. Yeah, it was a stretch of the truth. 3-2 count. This one's going to be hit left, but also foul. Lions fans clip that. Yeah, that's funny. Well, Lions fans love Stafford, so yeah, no, you're good. Arizona State, no, you're good. Jake the Snake. All right, I concede, Nick. You are correct. I'm actually shocked. Kyler is actually a bottom 10 quarterback. 3-2 count to Muncie. That's going to be hit foul. So it's still 3-2. 5 of the last 6 pitches have been 98 or above, 4-seam fastballs. As Dodgers trying to get back into this. Ohtani hits the solo shot in the bottom of the 7th to make it 2-1. Runner on first here in the bottom of the 8th, 1 out. Here's the pitch. This is hit to right. But I think he just missed it. As that is out number 2 as Soto makes the catch. Maybe if it was a day game, that one is gone. I don't really know what the weather is over there. So that's going to bring up Conforto, who's 0 for 2 with the walk. So yes, I guess I think I might have buried my hatchet with the Detroit and Rams fans. You know, because coming around a little bit on Stafford maybe. 2 outs, runner on first. This one's chopped back, foul. It is crazy about Kyler. Put his stats in 1980 and he's the top. Well, yeah, statistically. Statistically, yeah. But you can say that with any quarterback. 0-1 count. Here's the pitch. This is hit to right, but this one is going to be easily caught by Soto for out number 3. So we're heading to the top of the 9th. Your score, Mets 2, Dodgers 1. Nick likes Jake the Snake. Yeah, my dad loves Jake Plummer. I think my dad, or Trisk was cheering for Jake Plummer over, the Steelers in the 05 AFC Championship game. Pretty sure. Was Jake Plummer 97? Was he 97? Pretty sure he was 97. That is baseball. Again, if you like what you see, if you're not a subscriber, hit that subscribe button. We're just a bunch of sports fans hanging out as I call a random game. But I'm usually not wrong when it comes to football, oh well. Look. My bad, okay? I just really had to think about it because, that's fair. That's fair. I was wrong. That's on me. That is on me. It was barely, though. I have him above 8 quarterbacks. Give me Cade McNamara. Where did he go? What is he doing now? Jake the Snake threw as many interceptions as he did touchdowns. 05 with the Broncos, made it to the AFC Championship game where he lost to a very young Ben Roethlisberger and the Steelers. Yep. And then 06 was his last year. I think they drafted Jay Cutler that year, and Jake Plummer taught him. Jake taught Jay how to not care about football, and that's why Jay Cutler became that way. I think he had a great mentor. I did not cheer for Jake in the 05 championship game, but financially, you would have benefited, and you would have being the heir. Yeah, okay. I don't think so. I don't think I'm the heir to much. And as Lou Trevino is going to step in, as he's going to try to contain the Mets, which the Mets haven't really done much last few innings. As here's the first pitch to Beatty. That's going to be outside for ball 1 as we are underway in the 9th. Dodgers need to hold the Mets here. The Dodgers also need a run. Let's go ahead and look at this score. It looks like the Padres are up 1-0 on the Giants. That's inside ball 2. So Padres up 1-0 in the bottom of the 10th inning. Low-scoring games out there in the West Coast. Here's the 2-0. Beatty hits this to right. But this one is going to find Hernandez's glove for out number 1. I would rather have footsteps Flacco than Murray. At least he plays with heart on every play. Man. I don't know about 40-year-old Flacco. If it was a few years ago, I would probably agree. But last year he was not that good. As Taylor's going to dig in, he's 0 for 3. Here's the pitch. Strike 1. Nick, did you like Cliff Kingsbury? I'm just curious. And I don't get to talk to Cardinals fans every day. That's kind of rare. I liked Cliff Kingsbury, but obviously he was kind of ran out of town as that one's in there, strike 2. Cade is at East Tennessee. East Tennessee. Wow, he has fallen from grace. Geez, from Michigan. Went from Michigan. He lost his job. Here's the 0-2. That's a swing and a miss. He struck him out. I don't know if I have a college football reference. I think there is a college football reference. I'm pretty sure he was at Michigan. 2 outs here in the top of the 9th. In steps in McNeil. Here's the pitch. That's outside for strike 1. I'll go ahead and show you where that landed. Way out there. I guess the next pitch is going to be a ball. From Michigan to Iowa. Jeez, not good stuff. Here's the 0-1. That's going to be ball 1. Shocker. My biggest wrong choice. Yeah, no, I remember you. You went all in on 99. You should have went all in on 98. 1-1 count to McNeil. Here's the pitch. That's going to be chopped foul. Tim Couch. Really liked him out of Kentucky. He was solid, but had no help in Cleveland. He would have done well in Denver and Pittsburgh. Well, I'm glad he did not go to Pittsburgh, because then we would not have gotten Ben. I seen that man throw the ball without the laces, and see, so it's over. Here's the 1-2. That's hit right to the pitcher. And McNeil slams the bat and helmet down in frustration, as that was a fantastic catch by Trevino. So we're heading to the bottom of the ninth. Your score, Mets 2, Dodgers 1. I did, but his air raid offense doesn't work in the NFL, but he did start to change. However, Cliff ran the wide receiver screen every other play, like he forgot how to call plays. So you're saying this guy was just your typical video gamer, just spamming plays. That's tough. Seemed to do really well in Washington this past year. I mean, I wanted him myself. Well, we got Arthur Smith, who I don't think is bad, but I would have rather had Cliff Kingsbury. Anyway, guys, if you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe. Again, I call Random Games Tonight's random game is Mets-Dodgers, as I'm getting crushed by official Jaguar Gator, but it is what it is. You can't win every night. But, yeah, I do. The channel would really appreciate it. I would appreciate it if you do. If not, it is what it is. I got to earn it, though, so if you like what you see, definitely hit that subscribe button. And, again, I'll be doing football once football season is here, so feel free to subscribe if you're a football fan. I did not have the information on purchasing a 98. I was lucky to get what I have. Now I have 50 Peyton Manning rookie cards that nobody's seen. Really? You have those? Well, you should have sold them when he got elected to the Hall of Fame. That's on you. That's on you. Should have done the boxes. You should have went on the boxes. I mean, you should have just thought Manning. So whenever Arch comes out, just go all in on that box. I mean, that's what I should do, actually. I'm just going to buy a bunch of, like, 10 boxes of, like, whatever, whenever Arch comes out. All right, we're here in the bottom of the ninth. Edman, Rushing, and Kim are due up. Of course, one of them can get on. That would mean Ohtani-kun can come up and possibly win the game for the Dodgers, as Edwin Diaz is going to be tasked with the save. He's 13 for 13 in save situations, 2.22 ERA. Opponent batting average is 148. So he does not really allow many hits, but he does walk a lot, 11 walks, and has allowed 2 home runs. I have Cliff Kingsbury's rookie card, including a jersey auto. Nobody, yeah, well, I'd actually take that. How much you selling it for? I think he was drafted by the Patriots, if I recall. All right, Edman's going to dig in, batting .242, OPS of 760. Here's the pitch. That's going to be low for ball 1. Exactly my thoughts, Doctor. I have a 1998 Finest box on eBay for $600. Still there after 3 years. Really? Here's the 1-0. That's outside strike 1. Yeah, I'm going to go all in on Arch. Well, you should have, as soon as he retired, that's when you should have sold it. Or when he got elected to the Hall of Fame. Here's the 1-1, and that's going to be outside ball 2. Two and 1 count to Tommy Edman as Diaz sets and delivers. And this is going to be hit to right and just over the second baseman. And that's going to get down for a base hit. Trisk, I thought you was about to pull out the Hogan's 20-inch Pythons line. I have no idea what that is. 20-inch Python. Yes, the Pats, when I got in 02, I thought it was going to be Brady. Oh, okay. Tough luck. You went all in on 97 and 99. Just didn't decide to go for 98. That is unfortunate. All right, here is the pitch to Rushing. He's headed to second, and Edman is safe at second. So the Dodgers now have a runner in scoring position. So a base hit into the gap would definitely tie this game up. Padres just won it 1-0. So if the Dodgers lose tonight, it will be a win-win for sure. For sure. Again, I'll be doing Padres-Giants tomorrow, so hopefully I'll see you guys there. So this one's going to be hit fouled. Hit and fouled. Let's see. This will update. This will put the Pirates up here. It does. Padres now 34-24. Giants falling to 33-27. Dodgers, yeah, they need a win to keep the pace. Here's the 0-2. Inside. Ball one. In fact, Dodgers fans didn't like that he didn't get hit there. 1-2 counts. Mets were up 2-0 after the fifth. Ohtani solo shot in the seventh. That's going to be outside, ball two. 2-2 count with Kim on deck. Diaz sets and delivers. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. So one away for the Dodgers, and that's going to bring up Kim, batting .408 on the year. He's 1 for 3 tonight, so his batting average actually goes down, which is crazy to think about. Rushing very upset with himself after that one. As everyone's cheering for Kim, here's the pitch. That's in there, strike one. 0-1 count. Diaz sets and delivers. That's going to be a ground ball up the middle. Oh, a nice play by the shortstop. Throws to first, and Kim beats out the throw. Lindor honestly prevented the game-tying run from scoring with that amazing dive. That was hit up the middle. Lindor with a fantastic dive. Oh, my goodness. Outstretching as far as you possibly could. Throwing to first, but the speedy Kim is able to get in there. But, again, it could be 2-2 if it weren't for Lindor. Is Trevino a good closer? I actually don't know if he is any good, to be honest with you. Trevino. He has a 3.92. That's okay. I don't think he's the closer. I could be wrong, though. All right, so you have a mound visit here. Mets up 2-1. Bottom of the ninth. And Shohei Ohtani is at the plate. I didn't have any 97 boxes until after 2000. I didn't have my flea market stand until 1999. I sold my Mark McGwire's in 99 when they were hot, along with Marino and Elway rookie card for $500 and Walter Payton rookie card. See? Should have sold Peyton Manning in 15 when they retired. See, look at that. Diaz. Diaz is supposed to be a good closer, but right now, I mean, he's perfect so far in save situations. Here's the pitch as Ohtani takes one right there for... Wait, what? Just called that a ball. 1-0 count, I guess. That one was clearly in the zone. Swing and a miss, strike one. That one was... I'm still confused on the first pitch. They're showing the replay. 1-1 count. Diaz delivers, and this one's hit to left. Towards the left corner, and it is caught at the warning track. But it looks like that's going to tie this one up in the bottom of the ninth, as it does. Ohtani with the sacrifice fly, and it's now 2-2. Doctor, favorite player to never play for the Pirates? Mine is Vlad Sr. or DeGrom. Favorite player ever? Jeez. I always, in the older games, I always wanted to play as Alex Rodriguez. I understand he's kind of a interesting character. So I might have to pick A-Rod. Is that off him? I thought was it a foul? I'm not too sure. Kim stole second. I wasn't too sure if that was fouled or not. It wasn't, so it's 0-1. Sold Brady's in 2008. It was hot for $3,500. Wow. Then I got lost. Oh, yeah. I remember you telling me that. 0-1 count. I don't know. I guess I'd pull. I'm thinking A-Rod or Bryce Harper. I like Bryce Harper a lot, too. Oh, 1 count to Teoscar Hernandez. That's going to be hit foul. So 0-2. So Dodgers could win it here with the ball in the gap. Mets trying to push this to extras. Again, they had this game. It was 2-0. Ohtani responsible for both runs with the home run in the 7th, the sacrifice fly here in the 9th. Here's the 0-2. Outside, ball 1. Dr. Michio was dating J-Lo. Well, that's not the reason I don't like him. But, yeah, just kind of a interesting. He's definitely full of himself. As that one is in the dirt, ball 2. Extra baseball. It's very likely if the Mets are able to get this to the 10th. I mean, yeah, this is shocking. So save opportunity blown by Diaz. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. So we're heading to the top of the 10th. We got free baseball. As it is now 2-2. A-Rod and J-Lo called J-Rod or A-Lo. Neither one of those, Trisk. Neither one of those. Again, if you are not a subscriber, feel free to subscribe if I deserve it. Hopefully I do. I don't really know what else to say. I mean, I do call random games, and you guys you guys influence the games I pick. Obviously, I am a Pirates fan. Okay, you can see it on the jersey. It's a jersey actually we have yet to wear this year, which is insane. It's the best one we have. But anyway, I do other games as well. NL West is very popular for some reason in my channel. So I do a lot of NL West. I, of course, will do other games as well. But yeah, no, I have some NL West fans here. And, yeah, that's pretty much it. Again, if you're also a football fan, definitely subscribe, as I'll be doing football whenever football season is here, starting with the Hall of Fame game. Yes, I'm that serious about football. So July 31st, that'll be I think that's still the trade deadline in MLB. So we'll be monitoring the trade deadline and calling the Hall of Fame game that day. Lincecum or DeGrom. Lincecum was pretty cool. Lincecum now, yeah. Lincecum was cover of 2K9. Shout out Tim Lincecum. I don't think I've ever walked up and went over there on the stream, so I'm going to keep that streak going of just not getting up and walking awkwardly. If you see me getting up, it's to walk over here while I'm off camera. I don't know why I'd feel awkward about that, but I would. Actually, yes, they were. I remember they were called J-Rod. Ugh. I'm not going to read that one, Nick. But I'm not going to say you're wrong, though. I will not disagree with you, but I will not repeat that one. But I'm not going to disagree. I want to make that clear. Hollywood is a messed up place. Alvarez is up with the runner on second, obviously, and I think he may have. No, he did. I thought he did. Looked like he was going to plunk him, but Alvarez gets out of the way. 1-0 count. Alvarez is 1 for 3 with 2 strikeouts, 238 batting average, OPS of 624. And this one's going to be hit foul. It's like, yo, Nick. Yeah. I mean, I don't think he's wrong, to be honest with you. Here's the 1-1. That's going to be hit to right. Hernandez can't find it. It goes over his head. And we are rounding second. I say we as in the Mets runner. I don't know why I said we, but Acuna, I couldn't think of his name, has just scored. So Alvarez with the potential game-winning RBI here in the top of the 10th. Acuna was actually waiting. He actually was tagging up because it looked like Hernandez was had a nice read on it, but it clearly didn't. I sent you a message proving my point, Dr. Delay, that you would... Okay, all right. Jennifer Lopez and Alex Rodriguez were widely known by the combined nickname J-Rod. Thank you, Trisk. I guess didn't watch SportsCenter for J-Rod. Here is Lindor, and that's going to be inside ball one. Sorry. No, you're fine. You're fine. I just, got to keep it PG, or I do anyway. You guys can do what you want. Here's the 1-0. That's going to be down low ball two. Lindor is 1 for 4. He homered, if you guys remember, back in the first inning. 2-0 count. Runner on second. Here's the pitch, and Lindor's going to hit this down the left field line. That's fair. Marte was pinch running for Alvarez. He's rounding third, heading for home, and he's going to score. So it's now 4-2 Mets with still 0 outs. Is that why he's called P. Diddy? No, that's... Well, maybe, but I might not look at the chat the rest of the night now. All right, here is Nimmo. Here's the pitch. That's in there, strike one. Draven loves it. I'm glad you guys do. Nimmo's batting .233, 9 home runs, 30 RBIs. Now I'm going to, I won't wake up tomorrow. I'm going to be dead tomorrow. So we're going to throw over to first. Lindor is back in time. 0-1 count as the Mets blew it in the ninth, but they were kind of making up for it with 2 runs here early in the top of the 10th. Here's the pitch. That's going to be fouled back. Strike 2. 0-2 count. Runner on first. Mets already up 2-0. Here is the pitch. That's going to be called strike 3, but Lindor is in there. Safe at second. It is funny that Delay does not get my humor, although it's not been as dry tonight with all this fluidity. Be careful, doctor. You're going to have nightmares. Well, I'm just worried. Someone's going to come and get me, man. Stuff I watch, I'm definitely not pro-Hollywood by any means. I'm anti all that stuff. Here is Soto, and that's going to be in there, strike 1. I feel like the government's after me, man. All the elites of the world. 0-1 count. Here's the pitch. That's going to be chopped to first. Freeman's going to race Soto to the bag and win. So he's winning races tonight. That's his second time he's done that for out number 2. Does move the runner to third. Dr. P. Fair, okay, I did not expect A-Rod to go into all that. My bad, guys. Sorry. I apologize for bringing up a baseball player in a baseball conversation. I'll try not to do that again. As here is Alonso, that's high for ball 1. Jose Castillo is going to be pitching possibly in the bottom of the 10th. 1-0 count. Here's the pitch. This is going to be hit to right. Hernandez on the run. And that one was just foul. that was a home run, I was going to be a little disappointed because there was no build to that. Yeah, just fouled by probably about 5 or 6 feet. Yeah. Okay, Trisk. Yeah. Thank you. Thanks, Luis. Okay. What's the armadillo hat dude from Dukes of Hazzard's movie? I have no idea. I actually never watched that movie, as that one's going to be low. Ball 2. Never watched the Dukes of Hazzard. I did not watch the movie. I like the OG Dukes. 2-1 count. Alonso sees the 2-1, and that's going to be chopped foul. 2-2 count. Runner on third, 2 outs. Here in the top of the 10th, the Mets looking to reclaim this. It looked like it was going to be an easy win. I mean, a low-scoring win, but then, of course, they blew it. The bullpen did. But now here they are winning in the top of the 10th. Here's the 2-2 in the dirt, ball 3. Sheev, he said they were, was out to get him. The guy from Broken Lizard. I have no idea. Who is tired of this starting a guy at second base? I am not really, actually. Because it's so hard to score, I feel like, in baseball now. 3-2 count. Here's the pitch. This is going to be fouled back. So the count will remain at 3-2. Alonso's 0 for 3 tonight. Stats definitely aren't as impressive as they were probably about a month ago, but still among the best in the league. Here's the 3-2. Checked his swing. Did not go. Ball 4. So now we're going to have runners on the corners. I feel like he went on that. That's going to bring up Vientos. He's batting .231, OPS of .682. Approaching midnight here in Texas, so I can say good morning to some of you very soon. Here's the pitch. That's going to be hit to short. Kim throws to first, as that is an easy out, as Vientos tripped out of the gate, so he didn't even make the run. So the Mets lead 4-2 as we head to the bottom of the 10th. Dodgers going to need 2 to push this into, well, the 11th inning. Again, if you like what you see, folks, hit that subscribe button. Definitely helps the channel out a lot. As unfortunate news for me that official Jaguar Gator had to call tonight's game. Very unfortunate. Thinking I was free, he called Marlins and Rockies early. I'm like, okay, I got this one. No, sir. He decides to call it. Oh, that's so tough. Oh, well, it is what it is. I'm a fan of him. He can do what he wants. He runs sports YouTube pretty much as far as, calling baseball games and all that stuff. He does call football games, of course. But really just a hangout session over there. One of that conversation was, hey, let's start a guy at first. No, stupid. Then within one batter, they could hit into a double play. That would make for longer play. Well, then why not third base? No, I think second's fine. I like it personally. Just because, again, it's just really hard to score now. I mean, I don't know. Pitching is just too dominant now. Also, again, if you like what you see, we'll be doing football. We as in me. It's just me. I'll be doing football later down the road, of course, obviously when football season starts. So we'll start with July 31st, the Hall of Fame game, and then, of course, move into college week 0 after the preseason. Jaguar does not have a... he can. Jaguar can banter. I've bantered with him myself. I'm a great commenter. I am like top tier fan. I lighten the mood,
Actually, I was watching someone else earlier. I was at work, so I was kind of sneaking this in, and the guy was like getting mad at people self-promoting, and I said, yeah, I would never self-promote, and I pretty much self-promote. He thought that was funny. But I know him. He's a friend of mine, so. Anyway, how about getting on base after 3 balls? I think that's too much. All right, here's the first pitch, and almost hits Freeman. As everyone is booing that, no one hits Freddie. Woo! That was inches away from his face. Here is the 1-0. That's inside ball 2. Again, of course, obviously with the runner on second, a base hit into the gap, we'll score a run. You like that, Luis? Okay. I don't see why you need 4 balls if 3 strikes get you out. I don't know. It's just the way it is. I mean, that's a fair point, but that would actually make it really hard to like get an out. I feel like that would just swing the shift. Like the shift would just go dramatically to offense like that. 3-0 count to Freeman, who would have walked under Luis's rules. That's going to be in there, strike 1. 3-1 count to Freeman. He's 2 for 4 on the night with 2 singles. Luckily, we haven't seen a dance yet. 3-1 count. That's going to be fouled back off the catcher's hand, I think. That must have hurt. 3-2 count. How about each inning after 9, we remove 1 player from the field? Oh, boy. No. 3-2 count. Here's the pitch. That's ball 4, so Freeman's going to advance. And just like that, the winning run is going to be at the plate. So 1 swing of the bat, and this game could potentially be over. As Muncy's up, he is 0 for 2, but he also has 2 walks. Draven, don't encourage him. Don't encourage Trisk. Paje is batting .278, 11 home runs, 37 RBIs. He's 1 for 4 on the night as here's the pitch. That's low for ball 1. Castillo having very much trouble finding the strike zone. As it is 12:03 over here, so good morning, everyone from Texas. Here is the 1-0. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. Trisk, you should email the MLB commissioner about that idea. I don't think Manfred will be reading any emails. Could you imagine the 17th inning we choose no pitcher? Pajes goes yard? Maybe. I could see that. Fan votes every inning. This guy. Everyone would vote to remove the catcher. That'd be tough. Here's the 1-1. Ground ball. That's going to get through for a base hit. That gets past Acuna. And Hernandez is going to score. So it's now 4-3. Dodgers just behind by 1 now, with runners on first and second, and still nobody out. I said Muncy earlier, and my bad. It's Pajes at the plate. Now Muncy's at the plate. He's 0 for 2 with 2 walks. Muncy, .225 batting average on the year, 7 home runs, 32 RBIs. I'm just going to ask Jaguar after this, hey, you doing Padres-Giants tomorrow or not? Here's the pitch. That's going to be in there, strike 1. I'm still going to do it anyway. I'll just have to. I just know if he wasn't streaming, I probably would have had decent tonight. It would have been a decent night. 0-1 count. Here's the pitch. That's outside, ball 1. Been up now for 18 hours. I mean, it's not really too bad, but I woke up at 6 this morning. Tough. Here's the 1-1. That's going to be down low. Strike 2. Oh, man, Muncy. Oh, he hated the call. The umpire staring a hole right through him. Didn't like the reaction, I guess. That'd be crazy if he threw him out for that.
The ump gets hit every pitch with no catcher. I am laughing and getting tears. Funny stuff. Yeah, that would be crazy, actually. Throws the pitch and he gets hit again. You just have to see him, like, dance out of the way. You're like, we need power-up car, like, can only throw off speed for that bat. Oof. No. Bro, why do the Mets have Castillo pitches in? He is a 7.2. Really? I did not know that. I don't know. Maybe the Mets just throwing. Here's the 1-2. That's down low, ball 2. Castillo, 6.97 ERA. Definitely not good. 2-2 count to Muncy. He has not had a hit tonight, but he has 2 walks. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. As Muncy goes down on strikes, shaking his head. And that's going to bring up Michael Conforto's 0 for 3 on the night with a walk. Batting 170, OPS of 596. Just picture the ump getting hit, calling the pitch, falling down, getting up, calling the... Yeah, I know. That would be pretty good. If SNL were to do that, that'd actually be pretty funny. I bet they could make it pretty good. And make it so stupid that that's funny. All right, here's what... No, we got a call for time, actually. Wait a second. Wow. So that was a late call by Dave Roberts, as Will Smith is going to replace Michael Conforto. That was late. So Conforto was digging into the box. And then he just hears the umpires just looking to the left, and then he sees Will Smith coming to the plate. Will Smith now replacing Conforto, but it looks like we're going to see a pitching change. So Dodgers playing chess. Mets trying to play chess here in the bottom of the 10th. We'll see who wins, as we're going to have a pitching change. Jose Butto, I don't know. He's going to replace Jose Castillo. Down, hit by pitch. Are the Pirates off tonight? They are. The coach is calling the bullpen. This guy. Again, if you like what you see, folks, hit that subscribe button. Definitely helps the channel out a lot. Of course, only do it if you think I'm worthy of that. Hopefully I am. I would appreciate it. Definitely helps me out a lot. Tomorrow night we are doing Padres-Giants. That should be a pretty good one. Obviously, Giants-Padres, hoping the Dodgers are not able to come back. But we'll see what happens. This is a pretty good game. Again, if you are a fan of football, I'll be doing football later down the road, obviously, when football season starts. Dodgers manager is brilliant. Mets manager, not so much. Personally, I'm not a fan of Roberts. I don't really think Roberts is that great myself. But this is the right call to put Will Smith in, I would say, for Conforto in this situation. As whenever we do return, Will Smith is batting .333, OPS of 947. This game is approaching the 3-hour mark. On base percentage of .444, which leads the NL. I mean, Will Smith has just been... He knows how to get on base. Billy Beane would love him. He would really love him. I don't know if he'd be able to afford him, though. Jose Butto, 3.6 ERA, 2.0 record. Opponent batting average of .261. So this will be an interesting matchup here, as, again, runners on first and second. 1 out here in the bottom of the 10th. Mets up 4-3. Dodgers threatening, as that's going to be in there for strike 1. 0-1 count to Will Smith. He's not the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Maybe he's the Fresh Prince of L.A., as that's outside ball 1.
5 home runs, 30 RBIs. One and one count. Here's the pitch. This is hit to center. Taylor is under it and makes the catch. Freeman is going to tag up. So he's in at third. So we have runners on the corners with 2 outs. As long as the San Francisco Padres game is at 1-0 game. Yeah, that would be
I really hope it's more
exciting. I mean, it can be exciting if it's 1-0, but I don't know. Usually, I have yet to. RFK, this is Jim Irsay. Hey,
I know you from the Jaguar chat, man. How's it going? I know I've chatted with you before. Hopefully all is well. Yeah, Jaguar had to stream this game, man. Yeah, he's really good, but so unfortunate for the little guy. As again, Mets up 4-3. Hopefully all is well with you, RFK. Jaguar just mentioned you in his stream, said you're doing great. Oh, thank you. That's fantastic. Here's the pitch. That's going to be upstairs, ball 1. Well, I'm flattered. Now I'm getting red in the face because I'm easily embarrassed. 1-0 count here to Edman. A base hit would tie the game. Here is the 1-0. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. Jaguar. Good. Trisk joined. JG9 said here. Oh, okay. So Trisk is helping me out, I guess, huh? 1-1 count. Here's the pitch. That's in there. Strike 2. Yeah, no, RFK. He's definitely every time I'm watching a Jaguar, RFK is usually in there. 1-2 count. Dodgers down to the last strike. And it looks like Edman's actually going to take a little bit of a breather, as it's, of course, a big at-bat again. He's batting .247 on the year. Runners on the corners, 2 outs. Buto sets and delivers. Ground ball to Buto. Buto tosses to first, and the Mets take this game 4-3. That was just right to the pitcher. Unfortunate. Buto with a nice snag, and that is the end of this one. You're in there a lot. Yes, you are. No, I mean, that's cool though. I mean, he's really fantastic. So obviously, you know, he deserves it. I mean, he has 60 something thousand for a reason. It has every time I'm in there, it's like 30, 40 plus every time. So he deserves it. They survived. Yeah, Castillo, I don't know. Castillo, Luis mentioned earlier. I didn't realize his ERA was so bad. ERA was like around 6 or 7 or something like that. Yeah, 6.97. And yeah, like, I don't know what Jose was just like, why do they put him in? I'm like, yeah, no, they took him out, but it was just like, I mean, I didn't even realize. Luis had mentioned, but all right, well, that's pretty much going to do it for me. I do work in like 7.5 hours, so I'm going to have a rough day tomorrow. Hopefully, if you like what you saw, you hit that subscribe button. Again, I'm pretty much doing random baseball games. Tonight's game was, of course, Mets-Dodgers. I'll be doing Padres-Giants tomorrow. Hopefully, JG9 said he would be mad at the manager if he was a Mets fan. Yeah, that's crazy. All right, you have a good one. Jesus is Lord. Yes, sir. God bless as well. But hopefully I'll see you around, RFK, if I did a good job. But yeah. Well, thank you, RFK. I'll hopefully see you around. Of course, I know you'll probably be with JG9, but I appreciate the subscription. It definitely helps. And again, I'll be doing football later down the road as well. But I appreciate you for stopping by. I really do. Nick, yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. Yeah, good game. And again, I'll be doing Padres-Giants tomorrow. That'll be a fun game, hopefully. It should be. I don't think it'll be another 1-0 game. So, yeah, the Padres now, they're only, I think, a game back. 34-24. Dodgers 36-24 as well. You'll be back. All right, well, I appreciate you, man. Hopefully I'll sure we'll chat a lot, of course. If you chat sports, hey, I eat that stuff up. But all right, you guys all have a great night. I appreciate, you guys stopping by, and hopefully, again, if I did a good enough job, hopefully hit that subscribe button. Again, if you're a baseball, football fan, this is the perfect channel for you. And I also do a little bit of college basketball, too. I'm pretty much just a poor man's JG9. That's pretty much what I am. So, but yeah. All right, you guys have a good one. Again, Padres, Giants tomorrow. I think that's at 8:40 Central, so just do the math for whatever time zone you're in. I'll see you tomorrow. Y'all have a good night. Thank you again, everyone, for stopping by. Of course, Luis, Draven, Trisk, Nick. You guys are always awesome. And Sean, of course, and RFK, appreciate you. And, of course, a happy birthday to, I think that was Chris as well. All right, y'all have a good one. Peace. Good night.